guess this is where I come in. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is DSP News. This is the Snort Report. This is Goutopia, and it's all brought to you by Snortbucks Coffee Company, the best beverage company. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you guys are all doing well. We will go ahead and skip Chewing the Fab with GTG and go ahead and get right onto the situation because we are trying to catch up to what is considered current events, despite the fact that by the time we get to those current events, they'll be all in the past anyway. But that doesn't mean we don't have something to work towards. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 5 videos that will make up our broadcast, all brought to us by Burnell, DSP. Let's go ahead and skip the semantics. Please get in line. Go ahead and choose your Snortbucks creation of choice, and then we can get right into all this delicious saltiness that we have prepared for you. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. It's still a rather trying time out there, but hopefully we can try to help you in some small part to either start your day, get through your day, or end your day in some way. Ladies and gentlemen, I will see you guys in just a second. Here we go.
Play the game!
To warn everyone. Warning, what you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting. Sound good?
Alright, sounds good to me.
Voice in the back of my head now says trolls should stop accepting some weird alternate reality and accept what I say is truth. Yes, that is correct. Because whenever I say, they make something up to say that it's false. Like earlier today. I finished up.
Yeah, let's pause it right there. That works out. That works out real well. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with the first video of 5 to make up our broadcast, all brought to us by Burnell, DSP. First video. They don't believe I'm happy. Near the wage quit, sorry. And getting a death threat after a slow night. This was published on January 15th of 2021. The link will be down in the description. Okay. Let's talk about how people don't believe him and so on and so forth. Ladies and gentlemen, no matter how long or how short you've been following Phil and his many escapades, failures, and everything else that kind of engulfs the DSP vortex or the Dark Side Phil universe or whatever you want to call it, how many times has he told you the truth? And how many times has that been debunked, either by his own words and or actions, right? Or by either a little bit or a whole lot of research that has been done on the parts of other people to debunk the things that he said. Quite a few. When you really look at the legacy of Darkside Phil, it's all been a lie. All of it, for the most part. Even going back to 2010 when he got fired from the helicopter company. The truth behind that is he had it coming. The truth behind that is he was running around acting like a fucking asshole. You know what I mean? He was running around like a fucking asshole, and he was pissing a lot of people off. And not only was he putting himself in jeopardy, but he may have even been putting his father's job in jeopardy as well. And they decided to cut their fucking losses. That's essentially what happened. And he was fortunate that either his father negotiated that severance package for him or was fortunate enough to set that severance package up for him, or he was lucky enough that they were even offering one when he was brought aboard. And to even further that point, because Phil talked about this a little bit in 2017, where he was like, oh, well, you know, someone asked him, how did you get that job? Was it because of nepotism? No. They hired me because of me, because of my talents and what they thought I could bring to the company. It had nothing to do with my father. Now, granted, that's a lie, because Phil had gotten fired from his previous job. He needed the job badly. Customer service role was open, and his father stuck him there. And he sat there for 5 fucking years. He sat in customer service for 5 fucking years and couldn't do jack shit for jack shit, except for bitch and complain. And that's why they ended up getting rid of him. But he got there by his father's good graces. He had enough qualifications on his resume to get him in. His father had already been with the company for 20 plus years or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? So that worked out. He had some advantages, especially if they really took a close look at some of the places he got fired from. Well, I guess it depends on why he would have got fired. It wasn't anything like theft or any shit like that. It was just Phil being a little greedy little piggy, and, you know, they decided to let him go. So he was fortunate from the beginning. So when he came up there and talked about, oh, well, you know, I just lost my job and everything, but I'm not going to let this be the end of me, and I'm gonna keep looking for a job, but I'm really going to need your guys, you know, help and support, and I'm not really actually mad about it. You know, things happen, but I'm not going to let this be the end of me, and so on and so forth. How many years did he carry on that he got fired from that helicopter company afterwards? How many years did he hold on to that and throw that into his audience's face? Jesus Christ, this bitter piece of garbage, long after he got fired, before he left Connecticut, he put it on his bucket list to go to the parking lot of that building and basically rant like the pathetic old man shaking his hooves at that building for letting him go, because he was still hurt by it. Even though he knew it was coming. He was still hurt by it. And in a lot of ways, he may still hold some resentment against his father for that. Being like, hey, you should have pulled me out of that. No, he can't pull you out of everything you throw yourself into. Sometimes when you step in pig shit, you're going to have to walk around with pig shit. Pure and simple. So that's what it comes down to. That's all he does is lie. And why does he lie, ladies and gentlemen? To protect himself and his family. He's told you this many times as well. The truth is too embarrassing for him. And though it'd be easier just to be truthful, everybody catch their laughs and shit, and then assholes like me ranting on it for years on end, he would rather lie, stretch it out and make it worse, and then when the truth comes out, it's even more of a death blow. Let's reword that. It's even more of a crippling blow. So now we get to see one more part of his little piggy hide get cut up into the most delicious bacon I can possibly give you, because this ass clown wanted to put his ego before what is really not even that important at the end of the day. You made a stupid decision. You're a stupid person. I don't have any higher expectations of you, nor should anybody else. The sad part was no one got that. Everybody else got that memo except for Darkside Phil. Let's go.
My stream, and I'm uploading videos and the like, okay? And as I'm finishing uploading the videos, I just happen to glance upon my stream chat. And of course everyone's talking about how Phil never stays after hours or whatever, and he'll never see their discussion or whatever. And someone in the stream chat says, and I quote, you know, I think that Phil's lying, and really he hates his life. And he's just gonna snap one day because he's stuck in this life that he really hates, despite the fact that on streams he tells us this is the best time of his life and he really loves everything about his life. I think he's completely full of it. This is, you know, it's just a big facade and everything. And I'm reading this and I'm like, what is wrong with people? Like,
well, one, that's true, but two, him staying late and watching his chat has already been debunked. I don't remember if it was, I'm pretty sure Tevin and I think I saw it on a Tevin stream, but I'm sure LSB was streaming that night as well. Dark Dave Mirrors has if you've watched some of his streams back in the day, has caught little snippets of Phil doing that bullshit. But that's nothing new. Yeah, Phil probably sits in that office as late, and I'm not even talking about, you know, going ahead and transferring everything, well, deleting the VOD, well, downloading the VOD, then deleting it. Sorry about that. Then transferring it over so he can put it on YouTube and all that nonsense. I'm not even talking about that. I mean, after he supposedly cuts off the stream and says, thank you everybody, I'll see you tomorrow for great gameplay or whatever pig shit he goes ahead and slings. It's not beyond the realms of imagination. outside the fact that's already been proven, that he probably sits there and looks at the stream chat for about 15 to 20 minutes, probably up to a half hour, until all the activity is gone. And then let me further that with a theory of my own. Whoever it is that's restreaming him, and I think he hits all three. I think he'll hit all three if he has the time. But whoever is restreaming him, Dark Dave Mirrors, DSP Raw, LSB, and Tevin if he's streaming, or even Agent Proper, I think he jumps over there to see what's being said about him in those chats too. Maybe not all of them. Maybe that's a stretch. But he may check out whoever it is who has the larger numbers to see what's being said about him and joking. Because if you know that, you may know that, if you watch LSP's restreams, he has like maybe 15, well, I'd say probably between 15 to a half hour after Phil goes off, he talks it up with the chat and everything, kind of like an end of the stream show, if you will, like a late show. And then he goes ahead and says goodnight to everybody before he leaves. I wouldn't be surprised if Phil isn't lurking in there. I'm not surprised by that at all. That's not outside of the realm. And for someone who has his gin-filled tweets, as Snort Burnell points out, does he sound like he has a happy life? Does he sound like he's doing well? It's funny how he's quick to throw all that out at you, but then he's so quick to tell you that, oh, I need this money for groceries. Oh, I need this money for this. Oh, I need this money for that. You know what I'm saying? Life apparently ain't so great. And it's funny how, oh, well, Phil, why are you on Twitter, man? I thought you were spending the day with your family. I did spend the day with my family, dude. But that doesn't mean that I can't jump on Twitter for a little while and then laugh at stupidity, and then go back to spending time with my family. Well, then how much time are you really spending with them when, if you look at some of the timestamps, per se, under your tweets, you've been up there for at least 30 to 40 minutes. And I would assume him waiting for all those responses, he probably gave another hour reading those on top of his obsession with kiwi farms. So how much time are you really spending with your family, dude? And not to say that cats aren't mischief. Well, there's a lot of mischief, actually. But not to say that they're not extremely playful or can be jerks, whatever the case may be. But the way Jasper allegedly, in air quotes, acts up, it makes me wonder that you may not spend a whole lot of time with him on your days off or whatever the case may be. Which is one of the reasons why he may act out the way he does at times. Which is why the whole, father-son meme persists. Like, there's a lot of little things that he says and does that makes you question anything about everything. And he can't debunk any of it. All he has is his word. Which goes back to the beginning of all this, that his word doesn't mean anything because there are years upon years upon years of lies that he had to sit there and lie about another lie or retcon shit or whatever the case may be. And look at him. Does a happy individual come up on stream every day like he does and act the way he does, who speaks the way he does, who treats people who are there not only to support him morally but financially the way he does? Doesn't sound like a happy person to me. It sounds like he's miserable as fuck, and he's at that point in his life where he thought he would have a bunch of money, you know what I'm saying, in the bank. He was generating a whole lot of money through his YouTube channels, and he could kind of come up here and get his, $300-400 off streaming, and then he could spend the rest of his day spending and gorging himself and feeding his gout. And apparently that didn't work out. Like most things in Darkside Phil's life. They don't work out. Which, let me bring up one more thing and then let's continue. How is it that you got $130,000 in credit cards discharged? Right? So all of those payments are wiped up off the board. And yet you're begging for money even harder now than you were before. And he doesn't have nearly as much expenses. He doesn't even have the condo in Connecticut to worry about anymore, except for allegedly the $400 that he's paying to the homeowners association, which seems strange because you stop paying the mortgage, yet you're still paying $400 a month to the homeowners association. Like, if you were supposedly insolvent, wouldn't you have just stopped paying both?
so desperate for something to like not be good, or you know what I mean? Like, it seems to me like they're just they want drama. They want suffering. They think that is like the better, rather than say, oh, Phil's just really happy with his life, like he says on his streams. I tell you guys, listen, I'm happy. I really am happy with my life right now. If I could have my life stay as it is right now, I'd be very happy. I don't ever want to have to move. I love living the life I have with my wife, my cat Jasper. Everything right now is very nice the way it is. And I mean that. Like, I don't need anything more than what I have right now. If I could just keep what I have and stay like this for the rest of my life, I'd be perfectly happy.
How much bitching and complaining did he did about that PS5? If he's so happy with how things are, right? And the consistency that it's apparently maintaining itself at. Excuse me. What was the urgency to get that PS5 a day or two later? What was the big deal? Trying to compete with people and trying to compete with a market, excuse me, on YouTube and Twitch respectfully, where the top individuals are going to already have their videos out the moment the embargo's lifted, and you really couldn't compete with that even if you wanted to. And then more importantly, you said that YouTube is an archive channel. So why the fuck would anybody really give a shit about looking you up to see your unboxing on YouTube? And then on Twitch, you just exist. Twitch doesn't have to promote you, nor do they really. So your unboxing wouldn't mean anything day one anyway. And even the viewership that you did get, viewership doesn't translate into payment. Well, I guess initial ad revenue when they click onto his page on Twitch. Okay, so outside of the initial ad revenue for clicking onto his channel, they're more than likely not going to stay. You're not really informative of anything, so you're not going to be able to help them with anything. It's already in limited capacity, and there are other people who can present it better, and they're not going to give you any money. So they're in truth, it's going to sound kind of brutal. In truth, those viewers are just as worthless to you as you are to them. So what was the point of him crying and complaining on Twitter about all that dumb shit? And if you guys remember, back during the PS5 arc, he made it sound like his whole business was going to fall apart if he couldn't get that damn thing. He sounded like his whole business was going to fall apart. Didn't say shit about the Xbox though, but he didn't say a goddamn thing about that. But he thought if he didn't get that PlayStation day one, he thought his whole business was going to collapse. And did it? No. It's slowly crumbling, but it didn't collapse because of that. Oh well, semantics.
One thing I would definitely like is a little bit more flexibility in my schedule, to be able to take a little bit more time off to spend with my family, and of course, once fucking COVID blows over, to be able to actually do something like go on a honeymoon with my wife. You know what I mean?
How are you going to do that when you're broke? And no one is preventing you from having that flexibility in your schedule. Matter of fact, even assholes like myself say that you should go ahead and take a second day off. You're not doing anything. All you're doing is flooding the system just like you did on YouTube, and look at how that came back on you. The only difference is this time is instead of fucking up the algorithm on YouTube, you're probably going to end up fucking yourself up physically, and it's going to take longer and longer for you to recover. Matter of fact, if you look at his face right now, that kind of proves my point. Does this look like a healthy specimen to you? Does this look like the peak of physical health here? No. And even though this idiot just slushes around playing video games poorly, this ain't healthy. He's not healthy himself, so theoretically what he's doing isn't any more healthy. Just throwing that out there, of course.
Oh my god, he's drinking gin.
But I'm not looking for anything extravagant in this life. I like everything I have as it is, and I'm not looking for anything more. I'm satisfied. That's how things are. People can't believe that. You know why? Because I hate to say it, because the people who can't believe that are the people who are miserable with their own lives. They're not happy, so they can't possibly believe that I could be happy. You know? It could be a jealousy thing. It could just be a thing that they've never been happy, and so they don't fathom how it is to be happy. I'm very happy.
Now keep in mind, this is the same idiot who said jealousy is a normal thing. It is normal. It is a regular human emotion to be jealous of people who have more than you. Ladies and gentlemen, I would assume that most of you don't have the type of credit card debt Phil had. I assume, ladies and gentlemen, that most of your online as well as IRL reputations aren't nearly as tarnished as Darkside Phil is. I'm pretty confident that all of you have an up-to-the-date resume and or work history. I'm pretty confident that all of you are with somebody who actually loves you and gives a fuck about you. I'm pretty confident that all of you have parents who every time their phone rings from you, they're not sitting here thinking, okay, how much do we have to give him this time? Just off the things that I've named, I'm pretty confident that all of you as a whole have these things, right? Or don't have the negatives of all those things, I should say. Or the opposite, I should say, right? So this is what all you guys have, right? This is all the things that he lacks. And we know that because he's told us that. What is there to be jealous of? What is there to be jealous of? He is merely a trash fire that we laugh at. That was all he was probably ever destined to be. Did he have opportunities to do better things? Sure. Absolutely. And he squandered all of it. And so he is now gone from being the air quotes entertainer to becoming the entertainment. And the entertainment already fizzled out. Now we're just waiting for the rest of him to just burn up. Period. And ladies and gentlemen, he'll do it on his own. What's the motto over here? You give him enough rope and he'll hang himself. And he has not disappointed. It's what he does. Even that nonsense with the bankruptcy will eventually come back to haunt him in some way, shape, or form. I mean, theoretically, you say it will. You could say it's doing it now because he doesn't have credit for 7 to 10 years. But I feel, even in the Goutopian cosmos, that something else will come along to burn his ass. There's some type of aspect that we've all missed, right? And he certainly hasn't even thought of that's going to come back and get him. It's just the way things over here work. You know what I'm saying? That's the way things work. You don't have this many people who do this much content on you because you're a good person. It just doesn't work that way. It really don't.
I seriously am. I'm not making it up to put on a facade for the streams. Like, I'm super duper happy right now. Every day I get to come play awesome games with a viewing audience that wants to interact and have a good time and supports my efforts to do what I love. I have a loving wife.
What would you like me to do today? The basics include cooking, cleaning, laundry. See, that's what I'm talking about. Yo.
Who's the best person I've ever known, who loves me more than I feel anyone ever has. And we have one of the best relationship I've ever had in my entire life, and it just gets better.
This chick loved you more than any person ever has. Okay. I could be a dick and bring his mother up. Now, if the theory is true that your mother was smoking while she was pregnant with you and later on after she gave birth to you, well, that is what that is. Allegedly. But you're going to tell me that Catherine loves you more than Panda when Panda essentially rode for you on the majority of the aspects and bullshit that you dealt with throughout your air quotes internet career. On top of that, she actually wanted to touch you. She actually wanted to be intimate with you. She actually really wanted to spend time with you, and you pushed her away. Matter of fact, you hoof shoved her into another man's arms. But she didn't love you? Jesus Christ. Even while she was with another dude, she still set the arrangement up where she had your car so she could go to and from work and to that other guy's place, while she still came home and did your laundry, cleaned your house, and cooked your food. And yeah, she was kind of staying there and she kind of wasn't, because Phil has admitted she was kind of in and she was kind of out, but she was still taking care of him while she was setting up laying the groundwork of her new life with somebody else. So even then, she still cared about you. Even after, it was only after the emergency shit is when she ended up finally getting the fuck up out. But leading up to that, she was still taking care of his dumbass. And he was helpless. You got to understand, I want to make sure I emphasize that to you, ladies and gentlemen. This idiot was absolutely helpless when Panda left him. This nut was like 35 years old and didn't know how to fucking work his fucking washer. And why is that? Because he bought the washer and dryer for Panda so she could do all the work. This idiot right here went ahead and was such a goddamn nut that he was complaining on a pre-stream about how he couldn't make meals for himself. That he didn't have the time and he didn't have the know-how. And how he was crying about it. Sorry, epic voice crack there. And how he was crying about it. He was crying that he had no one to cook him meals no more. He was crying that he didn't have people to take care of. 35! He's 35 years old. And he's crying and complaining about how there was no one to take care of him. And then, let alone, do you guys want me to get to the beginning of him and Kat's relationship, where you ain't forced this woman to basically give up any social media presence that she ever had, and then you spent your whole relationship, for the most part, talking to her through text outside of the 3 or 4 times she came to visit you before she finally came and moved in. That was it. That was the extent of your relationship, because she had to hide you from Superwoman. And you're telling me that she loves you, more than any person ever did. Despite the fact that your birthday a couple years ago, you were he said he was begging her to come in and eat a piece of cake with him on stream. She was like, no. I mean, she had, and this is before I believe that was before It's Tevin's Fault, October 31st of 2018. When that supposed nonsense happened, and Tevin and Almighty A Gang ran her off of the internet permanently by running her off of Phil's stream, because Phil's birthday is in April. You couldn't even get her to eat a piece of cake with you, but she loves you more than anything, right? She's done so many things for you in so many different ways that no one's ever done with you before. Despite the fact that, outside of the few pictures that you took with her, outside of your wedding picture, you didn't smile, or it doesn't seem like you smiled in much of the pictures you guys took with each other, right? And then any of the pictures that you took of Kat were always from the back, in almost a stalkerish type manner. Semantics, though, right? Loving relationship.
Better with time, seriously does. I've an awesome pet with Jasper.
Ow! Jasper, what are you doing? You scratched me, man. Jasper, come on.
I have a great home that I live in. Like, I'm pleased with everything. I don't even know what else I would really ask for outside of maybe more time. Like I said, with my family, that's about it.
First off, as we all know, Jasper is an undercover detractor of the DIA. We all know this. Big ups to Agent Proper and the DIA as in general. So we all know what that's about. And you've heard him complain about Jasper running in there, waking him up extra early, pushing the TV over and all that nonsense. So that is what that is. And I have a great home. Phil, excuse me, you have a home that you haven't put any improvements, you haven't put any money into that home as it pertains to improvements since Panda left. Actually, just before Panda left, matter of fact, because they had the leak in they had the leak under the kitchen sink that had already developed mold and was leaking like to the floor by the time Phil found it. And I'm confident, because Panda was the one doing all the dishes anyway, that she told him about the leak, and he was like, yeah, bitch, whatever, I'll get to it whenever I get to it. And then the one time he went down there to, I don't know, make ramen and try to eat it with a spoon, like, you know what I'm saying? He ends up noticing it, and then he looks and sees all that mold down there, and he starts freaking out, and then he calls the plumber, and they want to charge him thousands of dollars because of how extensive the damage is at that point, and bitching and complaining and all that. Then we have... then he's had both of the toilets broken, right? His father fixed it the first time. The second time it broke, he didn't do anything, and he left it broken for years, as far as we know. Now, allegedly, it was before the pandemic, I believe. He said that he was going to pay to have someone fix it, or they did fix it. But I remember distinctly after that, he said that the damn thing was broken again. So we live in a 2-story condo, certainly more than him and Kat really need, obviously. with a broken toilet in one of the bathrooms. Who knows what kind of other water damage that we have, either as it pertains to the plumbing in the bathroom where that broken toilet's at, or upstairs in some way, shape, or form. He barely talks to his neighbors. His lawn work is probably not completely up to par, unless they actually have someone come out and do that for them. They do. He has landscapers, because he used to bitch and complain about when he left his windows open, all that pollen and stuff would come in. Matter of fact, that's interesting too, because he don't even talk about that no more. About how when the landscapers are out there on either whatever day they show up, I don't know. And how all that pollen would come in and mess with his throat and everything, and he would get really sick during, allergy season or whatnot. He doesn't even talk about the landscapers anymore. Maybe because I was on Tuesdays, I guess. And he's off on Tuesdays now, so it's whatever. I can't remember now. But the point being is that that house is probably in worse shape than he knows. So he's been fighting so hard to keep it, because the damn thing's worth, what, $400,000 plus? But the amount of damage and repair it would cost to even bring it up to what its value is, he doesn't have. We know he doesn't have that at all. So the very thing he's trying to hold on to is literally falling apart around him. Imagine that. Yet again, jealousy though.
Go on a vacation from time to time. So that's what I mean. But then I look at the chat and it's like, oh, Phil, he's full of it. He's got to be lying and stuff. It's like, why do you even think like that? I can't even fathom what makes someone think like that. That someone tells you they're happy, you should be happy for them. You should be like, I'm glad that Phil's happy. That here's someone who I watch on the internet, and unlike a lot of other people who, say they're not happy with how things are going in their lives, he's able to actually say that he's happy. That's an awesome thing. That's something to celebrate. Not, oh, you know what?
That's something to celebrate because you're doing well. You mean like how you could have been happy for Wings? When Wings got married, for example, when Wings had the weight loss surgery, despite the fact that it ended up failing in the end. What about some of the very few milestones, I should say, that Wings had, which were positive, if you will? Where was all your celebration for all that nonsense? Instead, you were sneak dissing him for most of that. So, were you happy for him? No. Were you apologetic to Pro Jared when he sat there and was able to debunk some of the shit that was being said about him? No. What about any of the other people that you railed off on Twitter and turned out to be wrong? Where was any of their apologies at? Where was the celebration at when PewDiePie got married and everybody well, not everybody, but when the majority of people on Twitter were sending him congratulations? Where was your accolades sent to him? I'm not saying you had to send him a bottle of champagne or nothing to him and his new bride, but you could have at least said you were happy about that. Where was that at? Or were you still bitter that when you announced you were married on Twitter, no one gave a fuck? But when PewDiePie did, all the big names sent their congratulations and shit. So he wants to talk about being happy for people. Just throwing it out there.
He's lying. I hope that's fake and he's full of shit. Why would you say that? I don't understand that mentality, though. I just don't get it. Why people are like that. They want negativity for others. They can't be happy for others. They gotta be mad that others are happy or successful. Whatever it might be. Why can't you just be happy for other people, right? Why you gotta be so negative? Because it's funny. People say to me, oh, Phil, what's it like to not have any friends? It's like, what are you talking about? I'm married. I have the person I want to spend with for the rest of my life, I get to be with all the time. So I don't care.
That's not your friend, Phil. I mean, don't get me wrong. You're... Oh boy, I'm mad that I have to explain this. Your soulmate, your life partner, your best friend, being your spouse is one thing, right? But you need other interaction. There has to be some type of space between you and them. You know what I'm saying? Now, and here's where the pignosis comes in. Strap in. If I was to present that to him, if he was brave enough to even speak to me about this, he would be like, oh, well, we work. So that's our time apart. That's not exactly what I meant, but whatever, Phil. Okay, well, what about interactions with other people and so on and so forth? Oh, well, I have the chat and she has her coworkers, and then allegedly Phil says that she has some friends that she hangs out with. So that's our space apart from each other. So, I don't need friends and so on and so forth. So you talk to Kat about everything. I talk to Kat about everything. She's my wife, dude. Uh-huh. So some of the stuff that you've told John over the years, you told Kat about. And then that's when we'll be like, that was in my past life, dude. I don't need to bring that stuff up. That's stuff that I've already moved on from, and so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. So Catherine knows all about your hopes, dreams, aspirations. She understands what your financial situation is in, and you guys are working together to move towards that. Because I see that you have her financial files on your computer, right? Does she know what your financial situation is like? I mean, you guys are married. This is a partnership. It's 50-50. So whatever you know, she should know. And she should be understanding what the goals are that you guys not only have individually, but together. And she should know and be willing to, at least to some degree, to work towards those goals. Does she know all of those things? Anything else, Phil? You done? Okay, then. Finish with that. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody needs a confidant. You know what I'm saying? Everybody needs an outside outlet, if you will, to talk to. It's healthy to have that. Not to sit there and be a fucking shut-in. You only leave your house one day a week, allegedly, right? And then the only person that you really have human contact with is the assholes that you're trying to con out of money, and then your wife and your cat. That's not healthy. That's like the condition that, like, sadly, elderly people are in when their families forget about them. And that, I mean, Jesus Christ, at least there's other people, if they're in a home, or for example, there's at least other people they can talk to. But other than that, he's acting like he's acting like the world has abandoned him, and he's just embraced it and moved with it. That's not healthy, which is the reason why he's at where he's at. And no detractors wishing that on him. He put himself in that box. He threw himself into that virtual coffin. No one else. And all that does is makes his relationship between him and Catherine even more unhealthy and toxic. And at least with some of the interactions that you see with Jasper, they're threats. He threatens Jasper more than that cuddly little father-son time that you see. Jesus Christ. Does it not make sense why he lashes out at people the way he does? He's got nothing going on for him, and he knows that. So he has to try to spruce up and or lie about what his circumstances are to make it look like in the public that he's not the complete and total fucking loser that he's already proved to all of us that he is. I mean, this ain't brain surgery. You know what I'm saying? There's no mystery to the shit that happens in Goutopia. You know what I'm saying? If you think you heard a snort, more than likely you did. Pure and simple. And that's what he hates. He hates that there is, to some degree, there's no real complexity to him. And the reason why there isn't too much to him, he's just lies. And that's really the only entertaining part about it, is unraveling the lies. Nothing else, because the truth is just going to be laughed at anyway and mocked. So in a kind of sad sort of way, I would rather him lie to me than tell me the truth, because whatever the lie is, the truth is already there. I'm just willing to. I just really want to see how long he's going to go along with it. How long is he willing to run with the lie until he gives up, and then uses the people around him as a shield? To be honest, you know what I'm saying? That's what makes the news the news.
Any serious friends outside of my life with my wife. I'm happy and content with my life as it is. In fact, I don't even have time for friends outside. I'm here on stream all day long, 6 days a week. When do I have time for other relationships, right?
Yet again, the box that he put himself in. And even then, you're telling me that you don't have an hour or two in your day to call somebody up and be like, hey man, how you doing? Or, hey, how are you doing? You mind if I shoot the shit with you for a little bit or whatever? Yeah, sure, no problem. We want to talk about it. You're telling me you really don't have that. And the two people that one person, I don't know how receptive John or Howard would be, but the one person that he could reach out to, he won't, because he doesn't want to admit he's wrong. And here's another thing too that I'd like to point out about the dynamic between Phil and John's relationship from what I've seen. Not to say that John was, how do I word this? Because for once I don't want to be disrespectful, which I know seems rare. John, at least as far as I see it, to at least some extent, John is willing to concede, you know what I'm saying, to Phil's bullshit to some extent, just to move past that and keep things going. Whereas Phil would rather lament and dwell on bullshit and hold grudges and all that, John's not like that. If Phil, for whatever reason, woke up on the wrong side of the bed and was snorting angrily, and he felt like John threw a slight at him, even though it wasn't, John would be like, hey man, my bad. I didn't mean anything by it. And that right there goes ahead and feeds Phil's apology fetish, and then things move forward. I think, as it pertains to their situation, John's not willing to budge. John's like, I didn't do anything wrong. I've always been there for you. I've always had your back. I've always defended you. You fucked up. You fucked up. And I assume John's not even going crazy about it and be like, oh, I don't need a crazy apology. Just admit that you were wrong. Just admit that you were wrong. And then apologize to the people that you should apologize to. And maybe we can try to salvage something. It won't be the way it was, but maybe we can salvage something. And I think Phil realizes that. I think Phil realizes that it won't be the way it was, so I'm not going to do it because I'm resentful. Because why can't it go back to the way it was? Why can't we just forgive and forget? Because he doesn't have a problem with apologizing to John behind the scenes in air quotes. But he's definitely not going to apologize to those other people. And I think John is big enough of a person to realize it's not just me, it's everybody else. You owe everybody an apology. You owe Scott's family an apology. You owe T's family an apology. You owe Howard an apology. You owe Respect the Pack an apology. You probably owe most of those people in that brotherhood that they used to have back in Connecticut an apology. People that John and Howard probably still talk to. You owe them more than making YouTube videos to exploit them for profit. And he ain't tried to drag John and Howard for years. And he should say something on that. He owes them something on that. But Phil don't want to recognize that because he's just going to be like, you guys slighted me first. And that was retaliation. I don't hate on people unless they hate on me first. And you guys hated on me first. That's why it's not going to go nowhere. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the real reasons why he doesn't have friends. Because the people that he yearns to be with and talk to, he can't because he can't get over his bullshit. He can't get over his own bullshit, I should say. And he don't trust nobody else. Those people, John and Howard, I have to surmise, know a lot of dirt on Phil. A lot. Just like Panda does. And they never came out and aired out all of his bullshit. They had the John and Howard response in 2015, and that was that. And that right there didn't even get into the deep diving shit. Who knows what kind of crap that Phil did or has done, and they didn't lay out. And then Panda's literally Pandora's box. She has everything. She has all the dirty, dark little secrets and shit. And she never aired his ass out. So even in some way, these people still care about him or are still protecting him. Because if any detractor got any of that information, that'd be a field day. And they never aired his ass out. He ain't talked to John and Howard in what? 5-6 years? Well, that's not true because he probably texts them every once in a while. But he hasn't had any real interaction with them since what? Since he moved from Connecticut, basically. Because even when Howard tried to call him when Scott passed, he never called him back. And Scott died. I can't exactly remember when Scott passed away, but I know that Phil did his little thing about it at like the beginning of the year, like New Year's of 2015. Like, you know what I'm saying, for like some type of little podcast or whatever. So that's when he aired it out that Scott passed away. And I think Howard said that was he called him or he texted him to let him know, and then a couple of weeks later, that's when Phil did the video. And I think John after the John and Howard response. I'm sure there was Phil tried to correspond in some type of way, shape, or form, but nothing materialized because Phil don't want to admit nothing. That was the end of the story. So let's say from at least 2016 till now. So at least almost 5 years. There probably hasn't been any real interaction between those people. And yet they still protect him, if you think about it. And then Panda's been gone since what? Early 2017? And she hasn't aired his ass out once. She's still protecting him. I mean, you could call it the 100% pig luck or whatever you want to call it, but the thing is the very people that he shits on are still the very people protecting his ass. And why? They don't owe him anything. He certainly didn't extend the courtesy to them. Something to think about.
Oh my God, he's drinking gin.
Hi, Testosterone Jasper Tuesday. Thanks for the speech. I was having doubts after a 5-minute rant. I'm convinced you're happy. Well, you should be, but the bottom line is, you're probably one of the people who just is so fucking miserable with your own life, you know? That, you're never gonna believe someone who tells you that they're happy. I can't know. There's no way someone like Phil could be happy. Someone who used to have a bigger presence on the internets, and now his presence has dwindled. There's no way he hates his life. I know he hates his life. No, you're wrong. You're dead fucking wrong.
Actually, you saw when he first, as he was going through all that mocking, and then he first looked dead at the camera and then immediately went back. That right there tells it all. He was projecting heavy. Because, excuse me, after John and Howard, after all the money, after Panda, after all that, the only thing he has left is his internet presence. And he doesn't even have that anymore. So everything that he stepped into this internet shit with and supposedly built with his blood, sweat, and tears, he doesn't even have anymore. All of that is gone.
I told you guys, I like my life now, better now, than ever before now. This is the best time of my life is every day that I wake up. And that's an amazing feeling, knowing that right now, I'm the happiest I've ever been, and it continues.
Yeah,
like
I have to say, Phil, every day above ground is a win. I assume dead isn't being dead isn't a fun situation.
Every day, you know? It's pretty damned amazing, to say the least.
Now, voice in the back of my head cheered and said, "You can run from me, ignore me, suppress me, but I will be back." Okay. And it's there. And it never fucking goes away. Some people say, "I'll just go on pills." That's not the solution either. Pills help. Don't get me wrong. You know, pills absolutely help, but they don't.
Yeah, you should. I'm certainly sure you would know about that.
These kind of issues, they just help to mitigate and help to keep it under wraps. You know, like I said, like sometimes it's the guy in the shoulder, like I mentioned. So maybe that guy in the shoulder goes away for a couple days, but he's going to come back, but at least he's gone for a couple days, right?
Now wait a minute. Can I literally cheese this guy by shooting arrows?
Actually, the funny thing about that whole statement, ladies and gentlemen, actually proves something that plenty of people have said before, that he's always looking for the easy way out, or he's always looking for a short-term solution. And instead of working out your problems, he would rather have something that just cures it and makes it all go away. No huss, no fuss, no resistance, no nothing. Just make it go away. And make sure it stays away. Period. Instead of actually working out the core of his problems, which is the reason why he doesn't have friends.
Encounter reset imminent. Yeah. Oh, see that? They don't let you cheese. They refuse to let you cheese the boss. Because, yeah, you could just cheese it by shooting arrows, and they don't want that. I see.
I'm only streaming for about another 35 minutes or so. I would greatly appreciate it if you guys are supporting the stream. If you could tip me tonight. I have very low tips today. Like, everything today was pretty damn low with tips. I may be living month to month, paycheck to paycheck, begging for fucking tips and shit on stream for the rest of my life. Oh my god, why do fucking trolls have to show up to the fucking streams that
Actually,
are supposed to be...
interesting point about that statement too. If you think about it, that was him accepting it. When he said, you know, month to month, I'll be living month to month, paycheck to paycheck, begging for tips on stream for the rest of my life. That was him accepting that. That was him accepting what his circumstances were going to be. He didn't have any fight in him. He certainly didn't have a way of trying to fix the problem. So he just dealt with his circumstances. Don't get me wrong, everybody has to play out a bad hand. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't even play the bad hand out. He was just, I'm going to fold. I'll just deal with it. That's my reality, and that's fine. Not even trying to make the best of it. It's just, I'm just going to deal. I'm just going to live with it. If that's not a quitter, I don't know what is.
Bill, I don't want to deal with your fucking nonsense and ban a million fucking accounts tonight. You fucking get a fucking life. Jesus Christ. Seriously, what a fucking loser. You sit on the internet with a fucking troll account after troll account on a fucking stream. You're a fucking loser, man. Definition of a goddamn loser. There's the salt. The delicious salt. No, there's no tips coming in at all, guys. It's been one of the slowest nights I've had in recent memory. I don't know what happened tonight because people seem to really like these streams. Earlier, you know, last week, people enjoyed it and supported it.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, contributions are not mandatory.
It's one of the deadest nights for support there's been, and I don't know why. And there's nothing I can do about it, all right? So just relax. Someone else to tell you. It's not all about that, so. In reality, I don't care if we hit the goal. I just hope we have a good stream and that, yeah, obviously I make some money on a stream. That's all I really care about.
Alright guys, what I'd like to say is thank you. Thank you very much for a fun stream. I hope you enjoyed the chill stream. I had a good time, regardless of the fact that, like I said, it's not always all about contributions. You guys have to understand that, alright? That, I had a chill time tonight. What I'm hoping is, here's the truth of the matter.
Yeah, clearly tonight was an example of that.
This on YouTube, I hope you'll listen up, okay? I like doing these kind of streams. I absolutely do. But there's a lot of different games that I can be playing right now. I chose this game because people said this was a game that I had missed last year. That if I had played it, I would really enjoy it. But admittedly, people said, you know, this would not be an action-packed game. This would be a much slower game, alright? And that I had to kind of know that and accept that. So I said, oh, it'll be a good late night chill stream. So I'm playing it as that. But previously, the past couple streams, people were supportive on these late night streams and liked it. Tonight, it was like just trolling. This trolling asshole kept derailing stuff, and then the contributions were really low. So, do people like this and want to keep it going as a night stream or not? That's really the question I need to pose. I enjoy it. I like the fact that the game has open world puzzles, and it's very similar to Breath of the Wild. But I liked Breath of the Wild. It was one of my favorite games of 2017. All right, so I'm okay with this, but I need people to let me know if they like it or not. And if it's a situation where no, you're kind of bored with it already, and you don't want to see it continue, there's many other things we can do. Like I already just mentioned, Maneater is definitely a possibility, among other games. So, a lot of people are saying they're liking it. Alright, I appreciate that. And again, I understand if you like the game you're watching, you're not contributing, that's okay. You don't have to. You just don't have to, alright? It's not about that. It's hard for me to gauge, it's just hard for me to gauge.
So you're threatening a wage quit, basically. We've all seen this before. Matter of fact, didn't he threaten to do this with Call of Duty? That if people weren't coming out and supporting it, he was going to drop it down to a day, and if they continue not to support it, he would just drop it altogether. Never threatened to wage quit Street Fighter, though, surprisingly enough. Well, 30th anniversary. I think he tried to do that with Street Fighter V around the Tut era, but Tut actually enjoyed playing the game, or watching him play the game and losing miserably, so that was a different story in itself. But this isn't anything new. You know what I'm saying? This isn't anything new at all. Matter of fact, the only game, well, not the only one, but one of the few games I can remember him not threatening to wage quit was, what was it, Stranger Things? I think it was Stranger Things. I mean, that game did horrible on stream, but he continued to play it until he beat it because he enjoyed it. But the audience didn't, and yet he still forced them to endure it. Oh, because he's an entertainer.
Interest sometimes. It was weird because the first stream or two people liked it, and now tonight it's like everyone's complaining, it's boring, and contributions are low. It's like, uh-oh, you know, what happened here? I'm still liking it though, okay? So by the way, I just got a $10 tip from Germworm. So thank you, Germworm, for another $10 tip. So we did get up to $28 in tips tonight overall, and I appreciate that. Like I said, next time around, since some people seem to be a little bit off-put tonight, because again, it was a second night stream where I only did side content, I didn't really look to do any story. Next time around, I think I will do story-based stuff, okay? Alright guys, thank you very much.
Oh boy, I bet he wish he didn't fuck up that vest streak now. I bet he wish he didn't fuck up that vest streak now. Remember the glory days, ladies and gentlemen, of the mighty vest, the mighty platinum vest, bringing in that $100 a stream, $200 a day, and all he had to do was sit there and look like a Mr. Potato Head wrapped up in aluminum foil for $200 a day. But sadly, piggy arrogance and ego had to overlap the very foil itself, and sadly, it no longer is a thing. Wow, hurtful, just hurtful. Okay, so we're begging. So the begging continues, and then pay attention on posts on Twitter. They told you not to post on Twitter, and you decided to do it anyway. That's a smart move. Let's see here. I'm pretty much gonna commit suicide around 12 to 14 days. I live 2 hours from you. I thought, why not come by you at night? Let's see. Google is my friend. Come on, please. This is. I'm sorry. You can't look at this and take that seriously. I mean, well, no. I'm sorry. I can't take that. I can't take that seriously. I'm sorry. No. No. I can't take that. I can't take that because here's the thing. He's home all day, and what this guy is projecting. I mean, he'd have to. I mean, not to be serious, I should say. He would have to take Kat out too, unless he's gonna stake her out and watch her schedule so she's not there for when this happens. This is bullshit. I'm sorry. I don't think it's anything about anything. I mean, he should probably. And then he says didn't he say he has like CDC cameras and whatever, and he has a security system and all that, and the neighbors are always watching out or whatever. So he theoretically has safeguards, and the police. His local police, the Renton Police Department, already knows what his situation is and that he could be under threat at any given time. We learned about that supposedly back when the doxing happened, which I still think was a wellness check, but whatever. Why would you post this? Like, what point are you trying to prove with this? This is clear, especially coming off of a night that you only made $28. Then all of a sudden you wanted to post a death threat? Come on, man. Sorry. Even Phil thinks this is bullshit, because if that was the case, if he thought this was serious, he would have alerted the police. He wouldn't put this shit on Twitter. Just like not all, but just like some of those streamers and whatnot, or bigger personalities, I should say, in the streaming or content creation world, who post their death threats and stuff like that online. If you really are afraid for your life, why are you not calling your local police or not alerting the FBI? Why the fuck are you sitting there posting that shit on Twitter or Instagram? You're clearly not taking it seriously. It wasn't like that situation. What's that chick's name? Sweet Anita. It wasn't like that shit with that stalker or whatever. Like, she legit tried to reach out to the police and to, whoever the higher constables are or whatever, and still nothing got done. And that dude literally rushed her in a grocery store, like her local store, I should say, a local shop. And lucky for her, the shopkeep and a couple of bystanders at least picked up the vibe that this dude was a problem, and they jumped on him. And that dude had fucking a knife on him and shit. And he was already stalking her in front of her house and in her backyard for a couple of days prior. And that's still, if I remember correctly, that dude's still stalking her, because there was, outside of the knife, there wasn't any. I'm sorry, it's not funny, but there wasn't anything to hold him on, so they let him go. Anyway, yeah, make of that whatever you will. I think he allegedly already has all the precautions taken to kind of combat stuff like this or whatever. So, I mean, posting this on Twitter does what? You're just drawing more attention to yourself, and in turn, you're kind of opening yourself up for even more trolls to sit there and go at you. This means nothing, as far as I'm concerned. Like you did this strictly for, as Snort Burnell says, you're doing this for sympathy. And if you have to resort to fucking, whether it's real or fake, if you have to resort to fucking suicide/death threats to try to make up for the fact that you only got $28 on a stream, less than $100 a day combined, it sounds like you've got problems. And it's funny that someone who runs around and calling everybody mentally ill, they think this right here is a sound strategy. This is what you should be doing. On top of that, to finish up my point, doesn't he tell us that there's a bunch of like horrible, sick things that are done to him behind the scenes, and he never talks about it because he doesn't want to bring any attention to it, because he doesn't essentially want copycats to duplicate it? Then what the fuck is this? Make of that what you will.
Guy is 1,000,000% a pathological liar and a sociopath. There's still this back here. And it's still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind, and it's always telling me it's WWE Champions time. I love it. I love it. Is a mobile game addict. Still has.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will go to the second video that we'll go ahead and get into the second video that'll make up our broadcast. It'll be small intermission, and then we'll go ahead and get started. I'll see you guys in just a second. I will see you guys in just a second. Holy shit. Defiant sniff.
Warn everyone. Warning. What you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting.
Sound good?
All right, that's sounds good to me.
Now, I'll be honest with all of you, okay? I'm going to be very honest with all of you. I really like Immortal
Yeah, if you have to say that, then obviously we know what's coming next. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with the second video that will make up our broadcast, brought to us by Snort Burnell, DSP, Step Up or Wage Quit. I don't live in fear, and I'm prepared for an extreme case. This was published on January 15th of 2021. The link will be down in the description. We'll find out what's the deal with the wage quitting. I'm more interested in this whole living in fear, and I'm prepared for extreme cases. Because if that's the case, then yet again, why'd you post that shit on fucking Twitter? So, here we go.
Rising. This is a game that is kind of narrative light, but when the narrative is there, it's funny. It's well written and good dialogue and witty. But it's mostly an open world exploration game with a lot of puzzles, a lot of combat, and stuff like that. To me, this harkens back to my Breath of the Wild playthrough. Very similar, where there's a lot of opportunity for us to talk and hang out and have a chill time. I've played this game 4 times, alright? The first time, people didn't really like it. The second and third time, people told me they really liked it. And let me tell you, basically people were engaging, they were contributing. Last night, I had people complaining. And I don't understand because the game didn't change. It was the same exact game that I've been playing. But last time people were like, this is boring, this, I don't like this. And people, I'll be honest, it was one of the slowest contribution streams I've had in like months. Contributions were very low, and everyone was, I don't want to say everyone. I'd say it was about 50-50 split. Half the people were saying, this is a good, chill, extreme content, we like it, and half the people were just sitting here complaining, okay? So when that happens, I don't know what to say.
Well, if that's the case, then why did the 50% that thought it was a chill, it was chill content and it was a chill experience, why didn't they step up and contribute then? Instead of the $28 that you were able to scrounge up. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and bring that back because we just watched it. It was actually $18 with $10 being given by whoever basically towards the end. So it's amazing how you got all these people who supposedly appreciate the content and enjoy the atmosphere or the ambiance, however you want to word it, and yet they didn't step up to give you anything. Even though contributions aren't mandatory, why is this part of a pre-stream where we're bitching and complaining about, hey, if you guys don't step up and give me money, this is going to get dropped and it's going to be your fault because I'm really enjoying the game. You guys say that you guys are really enjoying the game, and the other half are just being negative trolls, so fuck them. And so why aren't you guys giving me money? Just putting it out there.
I'm trying to, you know, figure out if this is a playthrough that this is going to keep happening and people are going to keep complaining it's boring. Maybe I don't know if I should keep doing it or not. As I told you guys, there's other things I can do. There's a game Maneater that's free for PS Plus this month that I'm very interested in trying out at some point when we have time for it. Among other things that I could do. So, you know, I don't have to keep playing it. I like it. I like it. But others seem to say that it's not as good. Alright? So
it sounds to me like he's trying to convince himself more than he's trying to convince others. That shit's hilarious. He does that every once in a while too. When a game is not lucrative, he's desperate to try to get over that he really is enjoying the game, believing that, oh, well, Phil's really enjoying the game, that I should come out and support it. And that's not how that works all the time. To be honest, it still needs to be entertaining for the audience who's like taking it all in, not just for your own personal piggy help, you know, or piggy health, if you will. It's not about you just being happy about something. It's about what's entertaining. And I don't know why he hasn't figured that out yet, being a content creator for however many years.
Being said, I guess what we're going to do is we're going to see what happens on Sunday night. If we get more complaints that it's not good or whatever, and, you know, people aren't contributing and saying, oh, play something else or screaming for something else, then maybe I'll have to switch it up. I don't know. Let's see what happens on Sunday night, okay?
I need that money. I really do. I need that money to pay my bills.
Because people keep saying, when's Divinity? When's Divinity? Even though, in reality, there's not that many people screaming for Divinity. Apparently, people think I'm not going to like the game or suck at it. So they basically want me to start playing a game that's going to make me fail because they're a bunch of negative fuckers. I mean, this is what they do. They focus in on something. Oh, Phil, you should play Code Vein because it's not a very good game and there's a bunch of anime titties in it. And we know that's going to annoy people in the audience and people won't like it. So let's have him play a game that he's not going to be successful at playing.
Whoa. That's not the reason why he's playing Code Vein. He's not playing Code Vein because he's the one who, for whatever reason, is uncomfortable with anime titties. He's the problem, not the audience. The audience have been bitching and complaining about that since the game came out. And to be honest, this idiot fucked himself over with that because he could have made a lot of money off that. He could have made a lot of money off Code Vein. Even during his slower peaks, when there weren't a lot of games to play, or at least according to him, that's why he was bitching and complaining so much, people were still trying to drive home, play Code Vein, and he wouldn't do it. So that's on him.
Shit. Alright? The truth of the matter is, I'm interested in Divinity Original Sin 2. I heard that it's one of the best PC games of that year that it came out. I think it's going to be interesting just to explore what this franchise is, because I've never played it, being that it's mostly PC exclusive, and then it gets ported to consoles much later. I'm actually heading into it with open, I don't want to say open expectations, what's the word? Like, I don't have any preconceived notions that it's good or bad. I just want to kind of see what it is. Much like with Fire Emblem. When I played Fire Emblem last year, I didn't really know what to expect.
Doing a 9 to 5 would be easy.
Yesterday was a bad day for me, contributions-wise, alright? Just being honest. Now, not every day can be a great day, contributions-wise, alright? Just can't. You're gonna have ups, you're gonna have downs. Tis the life of a content creator. You're gonna have times when things are really, really great, and you're gonna have times when they ain't so great. Yesterday was a slow day. I would hope today, if you like the content, you like Yakuza 7, you like the Street Fighter stuff, please contribute if you can, alright? Hoping to make up for some of the slow day that I had yesterday, if I can, alright? And I appreciate, again, anyone who goes above and beyond and contributes to my streams. Fair enough? Alright, before I head into the shout-out segment, yes, I do want to talk about something serious, alright? Online harassment, in particular, threats that content creators receive, alright? In particular with me, over the years, I have received many threats.
Oh my god!
I'll be very honest with all of you. In 2014, I moved across the country from Connecticut to Washington State. One of the major reasons why I moved where I did, despite the cost to live here, is because of the safety of living here. I live in a community that is private. It's a private road, alright? And only people who are invited in are allowed in. If people trespass here without permission, they've broken the law, they can go to jail for it. If you call the police on them, the police show up in a few minutes and pick people right up off the street who shouldn't be here loitering. Bring them right,
no,
take them right
first
the fuck
off, one, as it pertains to him moving from Connecticut to Washington because it's safe, he's the one who exposed himself completely while he was in Connecticut. Outside of the fact that he showed his face. He chose to do that because he didn't have to, but he chose to. The fact that he's the one who put his address out there, not just for his little business card thing, his little business card, which was stupid, but also doxed himself by either doing condo tours where he showed either his mail or packages that were on the floor next to his trash can because he was too lazy to take it out because supposedly there was so much ice that he could slip and really hurt himself. So he couldn't walk across his parking lot to fucking go ahead and throw that trash away. Despite the fact that he could walk halfway across that parking lot to get to his car to go ahead and pick up fast food. Semantics. He went ahead and exposed himself on that. And then as it pertains to the situation, the Snort Fort in the Wakando in Washington State, he dared people to come find him. He essentially dared people that he's like, oh, I'm moving to such and such place, yada, yada, yada. You guys won't find me. He basically was like, I dare you to do so. And they found him. They found him for a couple of different reasons. I won't go into all of them because they're too many and they're fucking hilarious. But essentially, how they found him is when they did the house hunting tours or whatever. They found that they basically narrowed down what houses that he was going to be able to choose or he was looking at and where they were. And then just through basic deduction, they found it. They already knew where he was essentially going. You know what I'm saying? So all they had to do was kind of pick and choose. It was, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I assume they did enough homework to where they had a general idea where everything was at, and then eventually they found it. Pure and simple. Especially back in 2017, during the Escort saga, people were going ahead and just putting it out there. The Zillow, how much his house was worth, all that bullshit, and exactly where it was. We already knew. The only thing I have to say about that is, because he's part of it's almost like, it is a condo, right? But it's in between two others. So he has two neighbors on each side. I always thought that he was on the end. I didn't know he was in the middle of this 3-condo structure. Outside of that, it is what it is. And I'll be damned. How is it that you're in between two other homes and you don't really go out and talk to your neighbors or nothing? You know what I'm saying? Like Panda and probably Catherine have more interaction with his neighbors than he does. And he's home all day. So anyway, so that's what that situation is. It wasn't like he got doxxed or whatever. He put himself out there. And then when he moved to get a fresh start, he basically dared people to come find him. So they did. You reap what you sow.
Out. And some of them go right to jail, depending on what they're doing and why they're here. Obviously, if it's someone who's lost or someone who's trying to make a delivery and can't find a house. And you can't
sit there and say, oh, this person, you can't call the police and say, hey, this guy is walking down my street. He don't live here. Come and arrest him. If he's not doing anything, you have no right to arrest him. And it's already been proven that Renton's response time is like something like 10 minutes. A lot can happen in 8 minutes. And being that where he's at, there's a fence you can jump to the main street and then just walk away. It doesn't. I'm not even trying to put ideas in people's head. I'm just saying it don't take long. It don't take long, unless his amazing pig luck comes down to the situation where there's already a cop who lives in his neighborhood who ends up getting the call, or there's already a unit basically driving by his neighborhood as the whatever was happening. Someone has literally from 5 to 8 minutes to essentially do what they want, step out of there, jump over that fence, and be out. So, yeah, it doesn't work that way. It's not like he has 24-hour patrol and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he's living in like, what's an affluent neighborhood? I guess Cherry Grove would be an example. It's a predominantly Jewish neighborhood and whatnot. A lot of affluent people there. A lot of old money. And there's security. There's literally people who are paid to live there just to do security. That's it. That's all they do. Like, it's one of the safest and cleanest like places in the United States. One of many, I should say. There's a lot of places. There's a couple places in Detroit that are like that too. Old money, like paper barons and stuff live out there. Media barons live out there. And you want to talk about fucking safe? That's safe. That is safe. And those houses are old, but they're fucking beautiful and whatnot, and extremely fucking expensive. You know what I'm saying? Just to give you an example. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. Semantics. Some of the old neighborhoods, some of those old affluent neighborhoods that that certain mob bosses used to live in, like where, give you an example. I don't know if it's called Cherry Oaks, but where Carlos Gambino used to live and whatnot, because he lived there. The dude from let's see, you got the Gambinos, the Colombos. No, we got the Colombos, the Gambinos, the Genovese, the Lucchese's, the Genovese. Fuck, I should know all this. Anyway, where Carlos Gambino used to live, there was he had, like, most of his lieutenants lived down one street, some others lived down another street and shit. Like, the whole neighborhood was basically all mobbed up. That place, but it was a really affluent neighborhood. Like, doctors, lawyers, a bunch of people lived there. And no one asked questions because no one wanted to deal with the bullshit that came with it. That's a safe neighborhood. That's a really, really safe neighborhood. Even now. You know what I'm saying? Even now. And granted, though, too, those people don't move out. They usually leave their property for their children and their children's children, and so on and so forth. And so on and so on. That's safe. You know what I'm saying? That's safe. He's not as safe as he thinks he is, and he doesn't have the crazy restrictions that he makes it out to be. He's just putting that out there as a deterrent. Sorry.
One thing versus someone who's actually loitering and trying to steal shit, those people get arrested. We have security systems in place here, cameras that record stuff for, you know, law enforcement purposes. And every single house here has a full-on security system. Okay? Meaning, every window, every door is covered. If someone tries to break in, sets off the alarm, silent alarm, goes right to the police, and the police show up within about 5 to 10 minutes. Okay? This has always been, like, that's one of the major reasons why I moved here.
Okay, real quick. I must have missed either the Bonanos. Must have been the Bonanos is the family I missed. But anyway, the 5 families are the Bonanos, the Colombos, the Genovese, the Gambinos, and the Lucchese's. Sorry. That shit was getting me really, really pissed off that I was missing that shit. I think the reason why I forgot the Bonanos is because Joe Bonanno and the nonsense that he pulled and his son pulled later on, which ended up kind of really causing them to lose a lot of their traction amongst the 5 families. Anyway, that's a whole nother story for another day.
Security. I knew, when I saw on the internet what was happening back in 2014, I saw the toxicity of the people on the internet, how the internet was turning from a place that was a very positive community of people. Wow, we're happy someone's putting out content for us for free. And it was a very interesting, positive time at those early days of YouTube, the first 2-3 years I did it. Then all of a sudden, it flipped on its head. All right? And all of a sudden, it's like these nasty, toxic, disgusting people come out of nowhere and start saying really nasty things about myself and my family. All right?
Okay, where's the evidence? Present evidence of what you're saying.
And, you know, I'll be honest, you know, living in Connecticut where I lived, I felt unsafe. I did. I felt that at any time someone would, that place was very unsafe, and someone could just come by and fuck with me. So I knew that at that point, if I was going to continue with content creation, that I needed to move to somewhere that was going to be more secure or more safe. But in 2019, I flew to Connecticut.
That's funny how he didn't have any problems with anything as it pertains to his safety in Connecticut until This Is How You Don't Play came out. Keep that in mind, because that's part of the piggy mythos too. That's another reason why Evil AJ lives rent-free in his head, because in Phil's head. Because when This Is How You Don't Play got big, he said this in like an Ask the King or some shit, that he was like, because Evil AJ made This Is How You Don't Play, Phil said that he didn't know if this guy hated him so much, just because he edited a bunch of shit together, that this dude hated him so much that he may come to his house and try to murder him. That's literally what this fucking idiot Phil said. Over This Is How You Don't Play. Like, that was the big plan. Okay, make This Is How You Don't Play to kill Phil's internet career and reputation, and then we go to his actual house in Connecticut and finish the job. That's literally... It's laughable. It's absolutely laughable. But that's what he really believed, though. And that's the sad part. It's like a Greek tragedy in a lot of ways.
To visit my parents, and while I was there, I got married, right? It was pretty amazing. And while I was doing that, People
And
actually
he lied about
on
it
the
too, by the way.
internet, on public forums, were plotting to break into the house. They were actually saying, well, we think we can get into Phil's community by doing this, and here's how we think we can enter his house. And they were actually trying to get blueprints of my house. I'm serious. This is not like, this is shit that was publicly posted. They were trying to get blueprints of my house to figure out what would be the most effective entry and exit points so that they could sneak in and rob shit and fuck with my house when I was in Connecticut.
Okay, I don't remember that. I think he's trying to refer to some shit on Kiwi Farms, but I don't remember that in particular. As it pertains to Phil's layout, we all know that. He did a walkthrough of the house. He did a walkthrough of the house before he bought it, and then he did one afterwards. We know where all the entry and exit points are. We know where all the nearest streets are. We know how close it is to get to the nearest highway or to the nearest main street. We know all of these things. We know what the police response times are. Like people have been known this. Don't make it sound like they were sitting there plotting this out and shit, like this was going to be, you know what I'm saying, like some Ocean's 11 type bullshit. People already knew. People already knew. Stop. And if that was the case, why wait until you sat there and lied to these people about you're not going to get married and then end up going to get married? He lied to them on like April 1st. Ironically enough, that he wasn't going to be able to get married. He couldn't afford it. He was married on the 10th. Remember, because he lied to that person who cheered or tipped him on the 1st. His birthday was on the 6th, and he got married on the 10th. Womp womp.
Think about this, okay? How nuts that sounds. But it happened. That literally happened publicly on the internet.
Okay, I'm going to ignore the garbage cheers that are just trying to bait me into stuff. I'm not stupid.
But luckily, no one has ever acted on the insane things that they've said. Thank God. And I hope that continues forever. I have a way, well, basically, the alarm system here is so good, all right, that if anyone even tries to break in, use a panic button. You just hit it, cops show up right away. I don't even have to call 911. That's the good thing. Someone's fucking with the house, boop, cops are here to investigate immediately. There's no delay. I don't have to call and file a report. They just show up. That's how cool it is. That's why I like living here.
Maybe I'm paranoid by nature. All right, guys,
Is the panic button in your office? Like, not that I really want to know where the panic button is. I'm just throwing it out there hypothetically. But like, is it in your office, or do you have like a panic button in all of the rooms? Because you spend the majority of the time in your office, and especially on nights that Cat's not there, he is very, very paranoid, and you can see he's very, very antsy on those night streams. So I'm just throwing it out there.
I'm paranoid, anxious, and nervous. I don't have
unless he can access his alarm system through his phone, and then, he can just patch something in through that. And I guess depending on how advanced his CDC cameras are or whatnot, theoretically he should be able to have an app where he can actually see the cameras that are supposedly around his unit, supposedly. But theoretically, there would only be 2 cameras, maybe 3. Actually, now I think about it. Because I think he has like a side area to his home as well. So I guess theoretically it'd be 3 cameras. It'd be one pointing to the front, one pointing to the backyard, and one pointing to the side. At least one, you would think. Just being practical.
Paranoia feeling anymore. And quite frankly, the ludicrousness of what people say about me these days is so ludicrous that I don't care about it anymore.
The worst thing that I'd say, the worst or most scary threat I ever got was many years ago, okay? Someone contacted me behind the scenes and basically threatened me and then said, check your Twitter. And I went to my Twitter, and this person on a burner account, it wasn't an account that they used, it was an account that was made basically new just for the reason of harassing me. They posted up a GPS printout. Basically, the GPS thing was saying that they were like 20 minutes away from me. And they said they were coming to get me, or they were coming to kill me, or, I can't exactly remember the exact word. This was many years ago. So this was public. They posted that publicly on Twitter. And combined with the threatening message that I had gotten, obviously that was enough for me to be nervous, and I called the police. And the police showed up, and I showed them everything. And they said, well, listen, we appreciate you calling us, but sadly this kind of thing happens all the time on the internet. This is stupid. It's likely just someone messing with you. You're a public persona. What can you do, right?
Right now, at least I'm in a situation where I have some protections in place to make it easier if something extreme ever happens. But that's that.
Wait,
nothing
what?
else to do about it.
Does anybody actually remember him talking about that? Because I certainly haven't come across that yet. And it's funny how the threat from many, many years ago sounds very, very similar to the threat that he posted on Twitter the day before this. Huh. And protections in place, like what? Like you said, you have the cameras, you have the panic button, then what? We got if they still make it past that because they'll still have time, then what? We've got Jasper, who self-preservation is a thing, so I wouldn't even count on that much. And then we have one hand axe at the the front door and another one up in the bedroom, and that's it. Jesus Christ, I think Catherine would put up a better fucking fight than Phil would. So what are we gonna do there, champ? But to be serious yet again for a moment, it's a good thing he doesn't own a gun. It really, really is. You don't want somebody like him owning a gun. And you damn sure don't want it to be loaded. That's for sure.
And I'm not going to sit here and dwell on it. I'm not going to sit here and talk about it every day. I'm just going to say, oh, well, you know, it is what it is. And, you know, be at the ready. You know, I'm ready to protect my family if I have to.
By the way, hint, hint, $1 a month actually helps and adds up, all right? I need your help. I need that money to pay my WWE Champions bills.
You know, that's the most important part in life. I told you guys, I'm super happy with my life right now. Okay?
Is there anything that I've done in the 12 years that warrants death threats? I mean, let's be honest here. Okay? So, you know, it is what it is. It's just people are nuts, or they think.
Yeah, the answer is no. By the way, like, no, he hasn't done anything to warrant a death threat. But then, let's reword that. No, he hasn't done anything to warrant a death threat. At the same time, I have a hard time believing wholeheartedly that what he posted on Twitter is a legitimate threat. I'm sorry. I have. Sorry. Maybe I'm desensitized. I don't know, but I have a real hard time believing that. Do I think he's received death threats? Sure, absolutely. It's probably all trollish in nature, but death threats nonetheless. And this is pretty much no different. But I have a hard time believing that this one is legit, especially since, as he just said, this one right here is eerily similar to one that he received many, 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 many years ago that warranted him to call the police. But do any of you actually remember him talking about that? Just saying, outside of that absolutely pathetic attempt he did to gain sympathy when This Is How You Don't Play was really building in popularity, which is a really shitty way of trying to gain support by saying, oh, the person who made This Is How You Don't Play, he may want to come and try to kill me. That's really fucking sick to say, or to even imply. Well, he actually said it, but you know what I'm saying? That's a really sick thing to bring up. It really is. But that's how desperate he was back then. You know what I'm saying? That was back when he was in Connecticut. That's how desperate he was back then. You're telling me he wouldn't use a scumbag tactic like that now? Something to think about.
But, you know, it is what it is, okay?
Now here we go. Someone who obviously has been a troll for many days is coming in here and now accusing me of basically making the whole thing up. Fuck you, and in fact, enjoy your permanent ban. I'm not even going to entertain that nonsense. Seriously, I'm not even going to entertain the nonsense. I'm just going to say goodbye, good riddance to bad rubbish, and go fuck yourself.
Why am I toxic? More toxic, more toxic.
Universalist Cheers, so would you agree you have a high level of anxiety towards life in general, or is it inspired from the negative side of online community, for example, the trolls? I have a relatively low amount of anxiety. Let me tell you. I mean, you guys don't understand. Again, you don't know the half of the shit that I go through. I'm serious about that. Like, I don't tell you guys the vast majority of harassment and things that have happened to me in real life, I never tell you guys about. Because number one, you don't need to know about it. You don't need to know about the shit I go through, alright? By publicly talking about a lot of that stuff, it gives it an audience, which is what a lot of people are looking for. They just want the attention, right? There's a difference between someone's actually threatening someone's life. That should be made public. Outside of that, though, trolling activities and things behind the scenes, there's no reason to ever talk about it publicly because it just eggs other people on to do it, alright?
Wait, that should be public to the police, though, to the authorities. Not on Twitter. And did he even call the police or notify them or whatever the case may be? I guess we'll find out.
But, you know, the truth is, no, I really don't. Like, I don't, for me, I just come to stream, I have a good time on stream. And then people bring drama to me, and I don't care about it. I just don't give a shit about it. You guys bring in these stupid memes from hater restreamers and shit. I don't care about this stuff. I just want to play a game and have a good time on stream. I don't care about any of your drama or your bullshit. I'm not about that. I never have been. I never will be. And I'm so far past it. You know, I just want to have a good day on stream, period. That's all I care about, having a good time with my viewers, all right? So I don't sit here anxious about shit on the internet. None of that. You don't listen to it, you know? And the truth of the matter is, when you go through life with a positive mentality that things are going to go well, things are going to be all right, you're going to have a much better and healthier life than someone who's just constantly sitting around worrying about the worst is going to happen constantly. And by the way, that does not mean you should go through life being ignorant. Going through and say, oh, nothing bad will ever happen to me, and therefore I should never prepare for anything. That's stupid. You got to take precautions so that if something wrong does go wrong, obviously you have something in place. Like I said, I definitely have things in place here to prevent anything going wrong. If something goes wrong, I can get the police here immediately. You know, it's all set in stone and safe for a reason, all right? But you can't just go through life worrying about every little thing that possibly could go wrong. I'm going to get a false DMCA claim today. I'm going to get a bunch of fake tips today. Trolls are going to come to my stream and derail my stream today. Yeah, I can't do that. I'm not going to live by that mentality, that life, and having anxiety constantly. Fuck all that. I'm just going to have a good time. You handle things as they happen, okay?
Wow, excuse me. That's absolutely fucking disgusting. But I ate a ton of food for dinner. My mom, oh my God. My wife, not my mom. I don't know why I said that. My wife made a ton of food. There's still this back here. And it's still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind, and it's always telling me it's WWE Champions time. I love it. I love it. Is a mobile game addict.
And that's even more disturbing because he's done that on multiple occasions, calling Catherine his mom. Jesus Christ. Wow. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go into the third video that makes up our broadcast. I'll see you guys after a short break. Mommy, no.
Go for it.
Right now is going to be absolutely disgusting.
Sound good?
Alright, sounds good to me.
I received a very modest, very humble $100 tip from Jax Raxer.
Oh my god. Already someone no gunner glasses! There's no gunner glasses!
Oh, I guess the death threat worked. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're here with the third video that will make up our broadcast, brought to us by Burnell. DSP, my face does move. New unrealistic emotes and ranting about losing the Gojitenks. This was published on January 16th of 2021. The link will be down in the description. Well, like I said, got his $100, so I guess the death threat worked. Just because no one ever said you couldn't monetize your pain, whether it's fake or not.
It is absolutely gross looking.
Wow. It's the end of the world, folks. Okay, I'll put on the glasses. Will you relax? I didn't even play a game yet. Can you relax, please? Jeez, it was so crazy.
Why doesn't the left side of my face move? Here, let's see.
Anyway, big ups to Gojitenks, bigs up to Ronan, and big up to Iceberg.
Why doesn't the left side of my face move ever? I don't know. Looks like it's moving to me. What the hell are you talking about?
I have a chubby face. My whole life I've had a chubby face. Even when I was skinny in high school, my face was chubby. My head didn't seem to fit my body, and that's why
Wait, I thought you were supposed to be. I thought you were like buff in high school. Though, whatever. More lies upon lies. There's clearly something wrong, or there was clearly that something happened to him. We're probably never gonna know, but it is what it is. That kind of falls into that piggy mythos about how he's had a medical condition for a number of years behind the scenes. A lot of people thought it was depression. I thought so too, but in actuality, I think it's something else. I think he's saving that as his piggy trump card and whatnot. He's been storing it up like chakra and whatnot for that one big event where he needs to beg for money, and he needs that real kicker to make sure people actually give the money up. That's just my thoughts, of course.
Awkward head fill. People nickname me awkward head fill because they're like, it looks like your head doesn't match your body. I don't know why I've always had a chubby face, but I always have. Durations. I can't do that in life so bad. Yo, my music's on again. No super. Oh my god, he was a TikTok.
See, that's what I was saying in the last time we went over a Street Fighter video. That's what I was saying. Like, he's so susceptible to throws. It's disgusting, to be honest with you. Like, Phil will always fall for a throw because he's already trying to mash something out, more than likely, or he's already broken his own charge, depending on what charge character he's using. So, I mean, he leaves himself susceptible to throws.
I did super so many times, and it's a reversal move that blows through everything they do. I can't get it in that way. I just seriously cannot get the fucking super to come out. Very lame.
Oh my god, he's drinking gin.
Anyway, Timble Slice Cheered, he said, what's with all the emote spam? Impossible to talk here tonight. Well, everyone is so happy with the new DSP LOL emote that was added to the repertoire of emotes today. They're overcome with this emote. They think it's so good that they just can't stop spamming it.
Oh my god, look at the disgusting mess.
Ladies and gentlemen, I received a $20 tip from RatchetFan12, who says, here you go, Phil, this is from me. Here's to the end of the death threat.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That emote looks like they ripped off, it looks like they ripped off Lightside Paul. His, like, they ripped off his smile or whatever, and then they just put it on Phil's fucking face looking up at money. That's kind of what that looks like. That's fucked up. Lightside Paul deserves better than that. That's not cool. That is not cool at all. Jesus Christ.
Not a very good day today in regards to that. And, you know, normally I would just kind of brush it off, but being how serious, you know, the threat was that I received, I did file a police report about it. And just as I suspected, what did the police say? Thank you for telling us, we'll file the report, but there's nothing we can do. If anything gets escalated, like if the person actually shows up at your house, or increasingly threatens you more, let us know, but we can't do anything and launch any investigation unless something more serious happens, which is exactly what I knew they were going to tell me, so...
Okay, but don't make it sound like it wasn't worth your time. And even if they do continue to threaten you in the same way they're doing, thanks, Phil, for letting us know that they're really not going to do anything about it unless it escalates to a physical threat. On top of that, the physical threat part shouldn't really bother you, theoretically, because you already have safeguards in place to protect your home, to protect you, and then by proxy, your family. So, yeah. What exactly did you want the police to do that you haven't essentially done yourself? Do you want 24-hour security out front? Was that supposed to be a thing? I feel like an officer could go crazy and end up shooting themselves if they had to listen to your snorts 24 hours a day.
Drinking gin.
What did I do here? I didn't do that. I can't count my moves, dude. It's too laggy. I can't do anything about anything he's doing because the lag is so intense. Oh my god, are you shitting me? I can't time anything because of the lag, dude. That's terrible.
It's always the throw. It's always the throw.
Absolutely terrible. Alright, I gotta join another lobby. I can't play those laggy dudes. I just can't. I can't time anything. I'm trying to have fun. You can't have fun with a lobby like that.
He quit the room, dude. He's so embarrassed he quit the fucking room. He's like, fuck this shit. God damn, that's bad.
No flame kick. I didn't get it. He took 50% of my health bar because my flame kick didn't come out. What the fuck is that? No flame kick again.
What?
And see, that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is what I've kind of been telling you guys during the the Gaudiseum, well, the few Gaudiseum streams that we did, where our premieres, I should say, where you don't always have to throw out an uppercut. Like a lot of these characters have really great normals that can be used as anti-airs. You just saw it there. Here, I'll bring it back. But a lot of these characters have great normals that can be just used as anti-airs and whatnot. And it doesn't. And if you, in the best case scenario, and even in the worst case to some degree, if it misses or if it whiffs or whatever, you're not left in a vulnerable position, unlike an uppercut or a shoryuken, if you will, or whatever the case may be. So I'm really glad that you're kind of getting a chance to see that now, to some extent, of course.
What? Dude, he mashed Fierce Punch. Are you shitting me? There's the salt. The delicious salt.
Dude, I'm having absolutely the worst luck tonight. I'm having the absolute worst luck tonight with gameplay. Seriously. He literally just mashed punch, and he did the one move that was going to hit me when I was jumping over him like that. In time shit. He literally just mashed hands. By the way, he had a turbo controller. That's why he was in the Fierce Punch version of hands. So he has a turbo controller, and he mashes, and because of lag, he hits me. He gets 50% damage off of 100 hands that was spammed.
Your arcade stick has turbo functions on it too. You're projecting a little bit, because there's a lot of people who think that Phil, when he spams out like Fei Long's, I think it's like Fei Long's light or medium kick, might be it's light, that he may be using a turbo controller for it, maybe, or Zangief's crouching light, where and whatnot, he might be using a turbo controller for that. I couldn't tell you. It's hard to say. Phil mashes everything, so I don't think he needs it. But to sit there and try to say that other people are doing it is bullshit. You shouldn't do that. Not without clear signs. And he complains about lag so much. So if that was even true, the lag would kind of cover some of that. He wouldn't be able to tell. And since he can't read frames, then he definitely doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about at that point. Unless you have actual proof. Don't accuse people of cheating like that. That's not cool.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, I'm taking these fucking glasses off. They're bothering me. You know what it is? Because I need a haircut. I'm supposed to try to get a haircut this week. But my hair is long when I wear them like that. It bothers me over the ears. I'm not going to wear them. It's too frustrating. Too frustrating. Fuck it.
Thanks for the money, dummies.
Exactly. He got the money, right? And now, oh, well, this is an inconvenience to me because I'm losing, right? So, fuck the glasses. I'll keep the vest on until I get too hot, and then I'm going to go ahead and switch it for something else. But fuck the glasses. That's really shitty.
So bad. No normal strategies work. Yeah, look, I can't parry. I can't tech. He gets away with everything that doesn't work in the real game because he lags so bad. He literally does 100% unsafe, not smart moves. No super! Look at that! For one insanely good strategy. Parry, low kick, kick up from the super doesn't work online. I can't do it. Finally!
Phil missed the follow-up.
Oh my god, it didn't come out, I did low kick, nothing! Can't move! Oh my god!
It's the
I knew he was
throw.
going to dash up throw!
It's always the throw. And here's the thing. If for whatever reason, this doesn't just go for Gojitenks, but for anybody, if you, for whatever reason, feel like you can't get past Phil just mashing out buttons randomly, which is what he does. So he's projecting when he says that about other people. He's always going to be susceptible to throws. He doesn't break throws. Either because his timing's off, because he doesn't expect the throw to happen and he just doesn't have the reflexes to react to it, or whatever the case may be. But he's always susceptible to throws. Always. And anybody who has a high, low, medium mix-up.
I couldn't tech. Dude, it's so bad. It's seriously, against him, it's unplayable. The game is unplayable against this guy's connection because he gives just enough delay for him to get away with completely unsafe shit, and you can't punish it and you can't do anything about it.
Whining, complaining.
Air them, but it's so laggy. Your move doesn't come out in time. Your move comes out late, and then the super blows through and hits him in the face. So
He's not a good player, I hate to say. He knows online scrub strategies, and it's incredibly frustrating to have to fucking play a guy like him.
Oh my god, he's drinking gin.
That's why I hate playing him. Seriously, like,
Okay,
originally, I was like,
there's what's that? There's TJ Gamebox, the Big Boss Grim, Games Time 1. That could be considered trollish if one wanted to look at it that way. Holy shit, that's funny. I think another thing too about Gojitenks that really gets under Phil's skin for various, I mean, there's various reasons, of course, is the fact that early on when he was playing Gojitenks, I wouldn't say he could do whatever he wanted. I wouldn't say that. I think things were in his favor because most people forget, or most people may not remember, that Gojitenks used to play a lot of Alex, and his Alex it eventually became devastating. Like his Alex is something absolutely devastating. It's absolutely devastating watching Gojitenks Alex. Jesus Christ. It's one of the few times that you may feel some type of mercy or sympathy for Phil or whatever. But when he picked up Sean and he started to play him, you saw Gojitenks progress. You saw Goji go through the stages, and you saw him become better and better. You saw him changing up his tactics. You saw him rotating between different tactics, and he slowly but surely just dismantled Phil. He wore him down over time. And Phil has been trying to, I don't know, and Phil's been butthurt about it ever since. I think for a little while, outside of the penny point bullshit, I think Phil started playing Sean strictly so he could try to figure out how to beat Gojitenks. And it still hasn't come to fruition yet. There's just so much more to it because Phil's information is outdated. You have to look at it from a fresh perspective, not going off of the stats from like 15 years ago. But womp womp.
Oh, okay. He kind of knows some stuff, and the more I played him, I realized literally every hit he gets away with is because his connection sucks. And he just keeps playing on the same laggy connection every fucking week and gets away with the same nonsense that doesn't work in the real game.
It is complete nonsense, and it should never be respected. It's just garbage. That guy would, literally, that guy would not beat anyone offline. Everything he does is safe to parry. All his moves are super safe to parry. He'd be parrying everything and just destroying it.
Oh, you're gonna get salt. Even now, again, my mouth overpowered with salt flavor.
And you're not meant to parry every little thing too, by the way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not why parrying was even introduced. It wasn't introduced for that. It's almost like when he parries, it's like he's trying to emulate, what is that? Evo Moment 37 against Daigo and Justin Wong. And yet again, that's not what parrying's used for. So he's kind of using parrying improperly. And then he can't follow it up because he's so enamored by the fact that he was able to parry it that he can't think about what the follow-up's going to be. Or he's in a position where he can't follow up anyway, and he should get back into a defensive stance. So, not blah, blah, blah with that. But also, the whole thing about it's not impressive, it's bullshit, he can never beat anybody offline. That's the same shit he used to say about Evil AJ or Rugal Bernstein. He used to say the exact same thing about that too. Just fucking lame. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, any accolades that Darkside Phil has is like 15, 16 years old. Who gives a fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, most people in the FGC don't even remember you. And if they do, they remember you from a meme standpoint or because of shit that allegedly they thought you did and they mistaked you for someone else. Like, no one gives a shit about what your accolades are. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I won Evo East. Okay, big deal. Have you won a Capcom Cup? Or a qualifier? No? Well, that's what most of these guys know. Like know now. Like, that is their Evo East, Evo West, and so on and so forth. Like, your expired port. Just accept it. Just accept it.
You can't beat it at all. What the fuck's that combo? Oh my god! That was fucking chicken wing! Chicken wing! Chicken wing! Chicken wing! Chicken wing! I had no energy to block it, I guess, because I did try.
Well, I mean, yes and no. They call me J Whale, who's trying to be insulting to Jay Hale, and he's gonna get banned in a second anyway. He says, that's why you only play old school Street Fighter, because you suck at modern fighting games. Well, yeah, that's true. You wanna know why? Because I don't really like modern fighting games that much. Street Fighter 5, you guys know I absolutely fucking detest. So I'm not gonna play it long enough to get good at it. Tekken I like, but I don't feel like, I feel like I would have to put in so much time and dedication.
Tekken's too technical. Soul Calibur's too technical. I don't remember ever seeing him. I'm sure there's footage out there because he's talked about CVS 2 a lot back in the day. But I assume he was garbage at it. He was trash at Marvel vs. Capcom 2. He's trash at fucking Third Strike. He's for the most part, he's garbage at Super Turbo. When you look at the upper echelon or whatever, he's kind of bad at everything he plays. To be honest, not even only, but one of his little claims to fame, I guess it was in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, is that he was like within the top 100 or whatever. And that's because he played a lot of it when it first came out. But then when he tried to go back, he was getting blown out by everybody because people passed him up. Same thing for Street Fighter V. People passed him up. You know what I'm saying? It was something like Tevin said a long time ago that When he played Street Fighter V, initially he was beating up on everybody because he was using old-ass tactics. And then people gradually got better. He decided to leave and whatnot because they were starting to get better. And then when he came back, he got blown out. And the only thing he can really do is beat up on scrubs, which essentially is all he does now in Super Turbo. He just beats up on scrubs. Anybody that's at his level or above, they beat him. In the story.
Get good at modern Tekken, I don't want to do it. I just don't, being honest. I just don't think it's worth the time. I'd rather do other stuff with my time. So.
Oh my god, he's drinking gin. It's the laziest kind of content possible, and all it does is propagates toxicity. So.
Oh no, I thought I had him. Oh! Nice, yep. Blanca beats him. I'm telling you, Blanca is one of the best matchups against Dalsim. Wow. Insane throw range, instant dizzy. Look at this. No, oh my god. Dizzy again! Again! Yo, he dizzied again! That's insane. 2 dizzies like that in 1 round in old school Street Fighter is almost unheard of. That is so broken. What he just did, like, that just shows
No,
how
CVS,
broken that
Capcom versus sorry, I'm just a CVS head, my bad. Super Turbo is way more fucking random than Hyper Fighter. You know what I'm saying? It's way more fucking random than Hyper Fighter. There's a lot of bullshit you can get away with in Super Turbo that you just can't get away with in the older ones. But on top of that, I like the fact that his Dazim is being exposed. And you're seeing more and more of it each and every week, how exposed it is, because that pattern gameplay bullshit he's doing isn't working. It isn't working, and he's having a harder and harder time adjusting to it because he's used to playing him a certain type of way. So I really like the fact that that's something that's being exposed, and he's losing the characters that theoretically he shouldn't be losing to. So, not the character in particular that you just saw him lose to, but there are certain characters that he's been encountering as of late that he's losing to. And according to the stats, he shouldn't be losing to him, but he is. So I kind of like the fact that that's finally getting a bit more exposure.
character is in that game. That he's 100% the insanely overpowered character in that game.
I'm not a whiny baby.
I'm a mature adult with a business degree.
Nice move. What? Huh? It's a reversal and he countered it somehow, but it didn't let me do what I wanted to do. Needs 360. I don't know about that.
Whatever move he was going to throw out was going to immediately get beaten by the throw anyway. He knows that.
Good move. Wow, look at the damage, or the range of it, damage. Yeah, it's not giving me what I want. Again, it didn't give me what I want. I wanted a splash, and it came out late. If it had already come out, he can't reversal it. Yeah, I'm not having good luck in this lobby at all. The connections are pretty bad. And by the way, it's Gojitenks in this fucking lobby, so I'm not going to waste my time.
He quit. He rage quit. Did you see that? He quit the lobby. Oh shit, someone who actually knows Street Fighter joined the lobby and fucked me up. Time to rage quit out, bit like a bitch. I mean, goddamn. That's pathetic.
Good block. Oh yes, almost had the touch of death. No, he got me. He fucked up. Oh, close match. I almost had the touch of death, but I fucked up the last hit. I
Remember back in the day, or not even back in the day, only a couple years ago, when Phil used to say, "Oh, I've got like the number 2 or the number 2 like best DJ in the world" and all that bullshit. I'm glad he don't even pick DJ like that no more because people already exposed him on that. And it's funny too because you would think for as much experience he has with DJ, he would be able to play a stronger Guile, and he can't. He really can't. Like DJ has a lot of tools, but he has a lot of startup on a lot of his shit, and a lot of people feel that he doesn't have the priority he needs, but you can work around it because he does have pretty decent normals. But and Guile has really, really great normals, and if you chain his abilities together, you can be devastating if you know what the fuck you're doing. And you would think for all the years he's played that game, he doesn't play a smarter or a more efficient Guile, because his DJ isn't efficient. by far. It may have been good back in the day, but it's certainly not efficient now. That's why he barely brings them out.
Lightly too much timing there. He had 0 health. I couldn't finish it. Ugh, that's frustrating when he has 0 health and you can't finish the fight.
Oh my god, he's drinking gin.
Now he's scratching his chin in front of the TV to like harass me. He's like, look what I'm doing, Dad. I'm standing right in front of you. Derp, derp, derp. You can't play the game because I'm standing in front of the TV. Oh, I couldn't see what Ryu was doing because his face is blocking Ryu. now he gets down. He got down when I lost. He waited for me to lose the match and then he stopped blocking the TV. He went behind PS5.
Jasper's a great detractor. He's a great detractor.
My cat owned me.
What the hell? Look what Jasper did! Jasper just did that! I hope that you guys had a good time. And good stuff. Obviously, great contributions, great support tonight. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Like I said, you guys really seem to like the Street Fighter. You come out for it, you support it. I'm happy for that. Thank you for that. As long as you keep coming out and supporting it, I will keep doing the retro stuff. Alright? There's still this back here. And it's still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind, and it's always telling me it's WWE Champions time. I love it. I love it. Is a mobile game addict.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, it looks like that death threat paid off. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go into the 4th video that'll make up our broadcast. I'll see you guys in just a second. Oh my god. So much profit. From the pain.
Warning. What you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting.
Sound good?
Alright, that's... sounds good to me.
Now, by all means, guys, please continue to nominate your favorite moments from my 12 plus years as a content creator for the upcoming retrospective marathon event. During this event, we go down memory lane, we review things that I've done from the past, and in many cases, for the very first time, we watch them back together because I'm such a prolific content creator, I don't have time to go back and watch my own stuff. I put it out, and then immediately the next day, new stuff, new stuff, new stuff. If anything, here's something telling, alright?
So oh boy. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here with the 4th video that make up our broadcast, brought to us by Burnell, DSP. The most prolific and hardworking on Twitch. Future celebration of 100K followers. This was published on January 16th of 2021. The link will be down in the description. Yikes! Sorry about that. I should probably start drinking the Snort Bucks now. Here we go.
Yesterday, we talked about the year that was 2020 on Twitch, and I actually showed you guys my Twitch recap for 2020.
Wait, does he mean 100K followers on Twitch? Because that doesn't mean jack shit. Most of those are sock accounts anyway. Twitch needs to do like a purge of dead or inactive accounts, and you would see what I'm talking about. But yeah, most of that's dead accounts anyway.
And to give you guys some perspective on this, all right, going back and looking at what it said. In the year of 2020, I streamed 2,587 total hours. Guess what? The average person on Twitch who's a big person who makes a living doing it only streamed 1,000 hours.
Oh my god!
I know.
That just means that they're smarter than you. to be honest with you. And it also means that they don't have to. Think about that for a minute. So he streamed over 2,000 plus hours. The average successful streamer only streams 1,000. So he's working, air quotes, twice as hard for 10 times less than what they're making, if not more. Whew, Jesus Christ. And that makes you prolific? Oh, shit. But let me hear more. Let's hear some more.
Because last night on social media, everyone was posting up their Twitch recaps, and all these people who said, oh, I gained 1 million followers in 2020, they only streamed about 1,000 hours. So I'm streaming 2 to 2.5 times as much as the most popular streamers on Twitch. That's why I make a living doing it. Because a lot of people say, well, how is it that Phil is able to make a living if he doesn't have nearly the viewership as everyone else? Because I work twice as much.
You tell me I'm not hard.
No, he works twice as hard to squeeze the people that he has around him. To be honest, he has a really, really hard time bringing people in, and the few people that give money are dwindling, basically. And this idiot also doesn't have any sponsorships. He doesn't have any endorsements. He doesn't have anything to really draw people in and to keep them there. And he doesn't have any real way of engaging with him, if you will, outside of tipping him. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, subs and bits are appreciated, but I would prefer if you guys tip me. So, he doesn't have anything to him. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't even have, if you really believe it, or really think about it, I should say, he doesn't have any of the trappings of success. From his presentation on the stream, for how he presents himself, to even the audience in general, it's all bare minimum. There's nothing fun. There's nothing interacting. You know what I'm saying? It's like you walking into a fucking rundown restaurant and expecting to get, 4-star food, and you just get slop on a plate that at times is probably still moving. That's all you can really expect, because that's all essentially you're gonna get. There's no value there. That's why that's why when people go there, they feel like either A, they wasted their time, or B, they understand why detractors, trolls, haters, and critics exist. Because look at him. And he had all the opportunities to make it better, but he chose not to.
Fuck yourself. You're a liar. All right? I work my ass off.
I'm here 6 days a week, full time, right? I don't take time off outside of 1 day a week to spend with my family and run errands. I don't have any vacations. I'm just here every freaking day. I am, like I said, one of the most prolific content creators on the internet. That's why I'm still here, because I'm determined and because I'm dedicated to doing what I do. All right? With this retrospective event, finally I'll get a chance to kind of relax a bit, sit back and watch some of the stuff I've done over the years that you guys are going to nominate. So please do.
Big Sloppy Meat wants to know what he was banned for. Alright, fine. Let's see. You wanted to reel the chat? Oh, we can play your game. Ready? We'll play your game. Here we go. You posted up multiple times in the chat that McDonald's and Target is hiring, and he put my name in for consideration without my knowledge. Gee, I wonder if that's trolling. Gee. You don't have a real job. You should get a real job, but you're not qualified for anything, so you should work at McDonald's flipping burgers. And I put your name in a retail job.
Now, ladies and gentlemen,
you're probably going to end up getting there eventually. You should be so glad. Someone was willing to hook you up. You're too scared to leave the house on your own. So, it is what it is.
New things to talk about on the pre-stream today. I want to run these ideas by you, and I want to see what you think. Alright, first of all, ladies and gentlemen, if you take a look at my Twitch channel, you may notice that I am at 97,000 and change followers, which essentially are subscribers on YouTube. It's the same deal. Basically, you signed up to get notifications for when my channel goes online, right? 97,000, okay? Now, in the year of 2020, and I know this because of the Twitch recap, I gained over 12,000 new followers. That means I was only around 84,000 at the beginning of last year, and I gained a bunch during the course of the year. That's good, consistent growth, all right? I would like to possibly do a special celebration when we hit 100,000 followers. It's going to happen this year. Now, when will it happen? I don't know. It could happen quickly. It could take a while. It depends really on the games that are coming out, people who come by to watch said games, and then they follow the account. It's something that's going to happen naturally and organically. It's not something that we need to rush, all right? But what would you guys like to do for a 100,000 follower some celebration. So the
But that
question
doesn't
is,
mean anything. Like I said, they're all sock accounts, and he knows that because he's banned a shitload of them. So you literally want to try to have a celebration on the backs of dead accounts. I mean, he don't mind he doesn't mind profiting off of dead people. So I guess it's all part of the ebb and flow, I suppose. Jesus Christ, is this what it feels like to be desperate to have recognition? Like, you know, this is fraudulent, just like the vet streak itself. Like, the vet streak ended at what, 73? So, but he kept it going because obviously he was so used to the money that he needed to and whatnot, while at the same time hurting the integrity of the vet streak itself by lying about it. Anyway, whatever. The point being, though, is that it's not a real celebration. It's a facade. It's fake. It doesn't exist. It's not real. All right, I guess perception is reality. I suppose.
what would you guys like to do
Smoke weed every day.
for a special event? Like, what should we do? Should we play a certain kind of game? Should we just do an interactive silly stream where we just kind of hang out and talk? Someone just said pizza party. Should I order pizza and we do pizza tasting live? Like, what should we do? I'm down for whatever. I think that 100,000 followers is pretty cool. And it should be, a special event. I'm down for that. All right, I'm down for a special event. If you guys want one for hitting 100,000 followers. But I'm curious what you guys want. All right, so I'm open to suggestions. I'll be talking about this for the next few weeks. There's no way we're getting 3,000 followers in a few weeks. Anyway, I mean, it's going to take, if you do the math, if it was 12,000 followers in a year, that means roughly every 3 to 4 months I gain about 3,000. So I give it another 2-3 months. Maybe by either spring or early summer, maybe I'll have 100,000 followers. Okay, so let me know. Let me know what you think. I'm open to your suggestions. Ripley Atomic wants a dance party. Cooking with the King, that would be hard to do, because I would have to film it with my phone, and I'd have to cook live during the stream instead of playing games, which, if it's a scheduled event, that could work, but what would you want me to cook, We'd have to see. Anyway, I don't know. I'll have to think about that. That might be not doable, because sadly, not having the equipment to do it or whatever.
No, it's because he can't cook shit, and he can't convince Kat to do it for him.
In the office here, work-related.
Which was funny, too, because for any of you guys who remember back, he tried to sell them on a Cooking with the King and Queen, so to speak. I don't think it was actually called that. That's probably just the name I gave it. But where essentially it was going to be like, it was basically going to be a cooking show that him and Catherine would do every once in a while. Which it should have been something he should have done with Panda, but never did. Whatever. And he tried for weeks upon weeks to try to get them to get his audience to throw the money at it, to support it, and they never did. They were firmly like, hey, there's no need to expose her, so no, we're not interested in that. And he was butthurt about it too. He was real butthurt about that.
Of the office, but
Do you want to play the fucking game?
okay, so that's number one. Okay, that's number one. Number two, okay, I have an idea in regards to the upcoming Viewer's Choice event. Because when we do Viewer's Choice, typically, it's a big mess. A lot of people nominate random shit. That's kind of stupid. Let's be honest here. People have agendas. And, the last few Viewer's Choice have been insanely long modern RPGs that take too long to finish. And I was thinking about this last night, and I had an idea. Alright? Something that I think that the Viewer's Choice would be pretty cool. Alright? Now, we don't have to do this. But listen to my idea, please. At least consider it. How about, for the first time ever, alright, we do a retro replay Viewer's Choice event. So what does this mean? It would mean that the games that are being nominated for the Viewer's Choice is a game I've already played before, but
That's lame.
not in
And it's lame as fuck because that's what the redemption run is. So stop.
the last 5 years. It would have to be a game from like I guess we could say early 2016 or before. Alright? A game that's not a more modern game. And if this is the case, if you think about it, the reason this is cool is because this will give an opportunity.
I guess, is this supposed to be his opportunity to bring out that Sega Genesis Mini? Or any of those mini consoles that he had people buy for him? Is that supposed to be how he's supposed to profit off of those things now, or what? This is really lame. Because it sounds really like the redemption runs that he does for certain games. I'll be anxious to see what people think about it, but that sounds kind of lame.
Replay.
And actually, now I think about it, it actually sounds like something that someone's already recommended before, so it's not even his idea. The 5-year stipulation, he can go ahead and take credit for that if he wants to, but I'm sure I've heard someone recommend this, saying, why don't you replay a game that you've played in the last couple years? Or in recent memory, I should say. Whatever. Take what you can get, I suppose.
From the past, that number one, maybe people felt that when I played it, it was shit. My playthrough was really bad, you want me to see me do it again. Alright? Because, let's face it, 5-6 years ago, I was a very different gamer than I am today. Okay? All my content was very different. Or maybe, it even could be a playthrough that I did before I even was doing...
Why isn't Persona up there? The one that he rage quit. That should be up there. Have his ass play that again on easy. And watch him get charmed to death again. That should be the game. Catherine's a good choice too. But shit, those should be the two front runners, to be honest. Should be Persona. I think it was Persona 3 or 4. Might have been Persona 4, maybe. Might have been Persona 4, but it could have been 3. But yeah, make him play Persona 4 or Catherine.
Like good quality direct capture and live streaming. And you always wanted to see me replay the game in higher quality. Alright? Really what gave me this idea, alright, was last night, my wife put on some chill music to listen to.
Big Sloppy Meat Shooty says, how was the tribal music with Cat today? What the fuck are you talking about? Are you going to start again? Are you seriously going to start with this again?
And she just happened to put on old school RPG soundtracks. And the game that she put on, well, first it started off with Final Fantasy X. And I was like, that's a pretty good soundtrack. But then it finished and it went to Chrono Trigger. And I was like, oh man. You know, Chrono Trigger, much like Final Fantasy VI and other games, that's one of those games that I could go back and every few years I could play it again. Especially because Chrono Trigger has all these alternate endings. Alright? And I was like, that would be a really cool playthrough to do again. So, any game that's like more than 5 years ago would be eligible. So we're talking stuff from like I said,
did he ever play Earthbound? Why don't he play that?
Do the math, it would be like early 2016 or previous to that. Okay? Now, I could just imagine you guys nominating so many different games. The Batman Arkham series, right? Now, we just played Arkham City, but maybe you want to see original Arkham Asylum. Like Metal Gear Solid 1, which people have asked me for a while. I'm pretty sure I did that before, longer than 5 years ago, so that would be eligible.
He's talking so much. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Shut up.
Again, some of the classic RPG, Earthbound or Chrono Trigger, redo those, right? I think that these would be really, really awesome playthroughs, okay? I do. I think that redoing any of those would be fun. And the thing about this is, now that this event will have some direction. Instead of saying, oh, just any game, just not a lengthy RPG, it could have, okay, let's have some direction. Think about the playthroughs I did in the past that you want to see me redo, okay? Now, there is going to be one game that is off the table. Mass Effect 1 and 3 is off the table. Why? Because Mass Effect is about to get a remastered trilogy. That's what I'm thinking. No Mass Effect 1 and 3, but a game that's before 2016. I played it before 2016. That would be the criteria. Alice Tullimon tipped me another $5 tip. He's now the top tipper of the day. He says, I'm sorry to hear about your recent story. I don't think it'll come to anything. You did pretty good with contacting the authorities, and many people don't know that you're actually a pretty big guy. Stay safe. Please stay the way you are. It's rare these days. Yeah. Shockingly, not that I say that this would mean anything, because if someone's nuts and they come at you with a weapon, it doesn't matter if you're 2 feet tall or 10 feet tall. You know, you're still at risk, okay? But a lot of people are shocked when they meet me in person. They're expecting me to be some, like, short guy or something. I don't know why. I've always told you guys. I'm, like, 5'11.5/6 feet, whatever you want to say. I am a relatively big guy. I'm not huge or anything. But a lot of people get shocked when they meet me in person. They're like, oh my god, it's Dark Side. Whoa, I didn't know that, you know, that's not the perception I had of you. I'm like, well, it's because when you see me on stream, you see me sitting here on a couch all day. Right?
Let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen, your height doesn't mean shit. A stiff kick to the knee brings everybody back down to the exact same fucking size. That means absolute fucking nothing. It really don't. You know what I'm saying? Just like an even more stiffer hit to the fucking jaw. Everybody goes down the exact same way.
No perspective here. There's no frame of reference of how big I actually am when I'm just sitting in a chair in front of a microphone, right? You know, what you could do, go watch things like Project 7 and stuff like that, where you can actually see me in comparison to the height of other people. And, you know, I was the tallest guy on that show, right? I was taller than Rambo and Howard. You know, but
I don't know about the Howard, yes. John, not sure. But OJ is taller than he is. Because OJ is actually the tallest person on that show. Because if you see him dressed up as Mario, OJ is just taller than he is. Period.
Not that it means anything, you know, when you got a crazy person coming at you, you know, everyone's at risk. Doesn't matter how big you are, all right? But thank you, Alice. Yes, I did what I thought was due diligence. I said I might as well make a police report. Not that it mattered, because I don't think it's going to affect anything, but at least have it on file so that way if any crazy person ever tries to do something, we got this on file, right?
There's still this back here. And it's still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind, and it's always telling me it's WWE Champions time. I love it. I love it. Is a mobile game addict.
Oh boy. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now to the sad part of it. We're coming up on the last video that will make up our broadcast. Sad times. Sad times. I'll see you guys in just a second. Ow.
May see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting.
Sound good?
All right, sounds good to me.
Camera's live. Securing Bravo. Stuff behind me.
Oh shit. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for the last video to make up our broadcast. Oh my god. I always get a little sad when we get to this point. All right, last video to make up our broadcast, brought to us by Burnell, DSP. The Gout Massacre and Call of Gouty, the 5 stages of grief and no reward for $100. This was posted on January 17th of 2021. The link to this one, as all the previous videos, will be down in the description. Oh, get shape. Here we go.
I heard footsteps, but because I'm wearing the headphones around my neck, I can't tell anywhere where they're coming from at all. I didn't know if it was front, behind, so nothing I can do about that. Enemy spy plane inbound.
We're blaming death on gouty ear syndrome now? Wow, that's pathetic. That's pathetic.
God damn it. Well, that was great placement for that, because I didn't see it at all. I walked right into it. Spy plane inbound. I don't know what I'm doing. What is this stupid shit? Squad wipe. Okay. This looks pretty fucking stupid, I'm not gonna lie. It looks really stupid. Has nothing to do with fucking the real game. I shoot them and a million items can fall out of like Fortnite. Active. Enemy Nikon strike incoming. Auxiliary inbound. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I go to objectives. I gotta go to lettered objectives or something? I have no idea, and the map is insanely huge. Oh, there's vehicles? Oh. Great, I give up. Alright. I've seen enough of this stupid mode. I don't care. I'm gonna go back and play the real game now.
And then he rage quits. He rage quits a fucking casual ass fucking game. He fucking rage quit. What a fucking idiot loser. Good lord. Oh my god. Rage quit. For no reason at all. No reason.
I thought, you know, oh, it's a new map. That's not a new map. It's called a trash game mode for kids. You know, and for Call of Duty full-time streamers to claim there's a new game mode and get hype and play it. I'm not playing that stupid thing. I don't care what that is. That's not the core game. That's stupid shit.
There's the salt. The delicious salt.
That's really stupid. That's enough of that. Okay, I have no idea what I'm doing. I can't get my bearings. The maps are way too fucking big. Alright, fuck this. I'm gonna go play the real game now.
Oh my god, he's drinking gin. We currently have no tips whatsoever tonight. I would appreciate it if we could get some contributions tonight. Thank you for your support in advance. And every single person could, oh, that's e-begging. That's not begging. That's advertisement.
He should remind them about the death threat again so we can get $200+ up. I mean, it worked the first time. Just saying. He doesn't have a problem with monetizing his pain and what is the potential threat to him and his family, mainly him. So why not he should go ahead and do that. Reiterate that, hey, there's someone out there that's looking to get at you and you need to give him money so he can buy groceries and get takeout. Wow, that sounds stupid.
What? I shot him directly in the nuts, he didn't die, and then he just sprays and kills me. Alright, I've had enough. Now I'm getting pissed off. I'm just gonna fucking start slaughtering them all. That's enough of that. Alright, this is getting stupid now. Come on. How many guys am I gonna open fire into and they don't die, but I die instantly? Enough. Enough is enough. Losing A.
He's so goddamn bad. He's so goddamn bad. Like, pick a position and stay there and whatnot. You running around, you trying to run and gun essentially is what he's doing. Is not working. Or if you're going to do that, at least grab a shotgun and use cover. Doing what you're doing now is just feeding kills to the other team.
All that. So I see him, I go to aim, I'm already getting hit by bullets before it ever shows him aiming and firing. I'm already hit by bullets. I mean, it's not legit. It's completely illegitimate. It's not fun gameplay because you're on a bad server. That's it. You can't do anything. Everyone just insta kill. You get no time to react to anything. So dumb.
I can tell you, I can smell the saltiness.
You gotta be joking me. He wasn't visible until I was getting hit by bullets. Then it showed him on my screen, and I was already dead. How am I supposed to react to that? Again, he knew I was there. This guy knew I was there before I turned the corner. I was already getting hit by bullets before I turned the corner and was visible. How the fuck does he know I'm there to shoot me?
Well, first off, it's called pre-firing, Phil. It's a thing, and since they have their headphones on because they don't have gouty ear infections and shit like that, they can probably hear your footsteps. Just throwing it out there. Defiant sniff. Informative defiant sniff.
What the dude, fuck this? No.
Time to rage quit out like a bitch. I mean, goddamn. That's pathetic.
I'm done with that. I'm not wasting my time on this. A terrible fucking match. Absolutely fucking terrible. Terrible. I'm not wasting time on that. I'm not. Seriously. Are you fucking shitting me?
Oh my god, he's drinking gin.
Everyone knows where I am before I even turn a corner or I'm exposed. Everyone just knows where I am on the map magically. Fuck this game. No,
you know what? He really is a whiny baby. And then as he starts to get parts, he goes ahead and grabs his little sippy bottle, you know what I'm saying, to replenish himself. And then right back to spewing more salt. I'm sorry, I know it's obviously it's a water bottle, but the way he, you know what I'm saying, the way he's suckling at it, it reminds me of just a giant baby bottle. That's really all that shit is. You know what I'm saying? Suckling his nourishment to keep the salt levels up. Jesus Christ. Should switch from gin to margaritas.
Bad. Everything I'm seeing is delayed. So they see me, they fire on me before I have a chance to do anything. By the time I see them, I'm already dead. Garbage.
Ah, the salty tears.
Always a new bug, there's always an issue.
Why didn't you knife him? Oh, alright. I mean, he got knifed by the other guy, but why didn't he knife him? Jesus Christ.
What was that? It didn't even show him. No, I didn't show that happening. It showed him in my face, I pulled the trigger, and then I'm just dead. And then on the kill cam, it shows him actually stabbing me. He didn't actually stab me in the game. He didn't actually stab me in the match.
I think they took panic knifing out of the game, too. So that probably wouldn't have helped him very much anyway. Because I remember back when people used to bitch and complain in the older Call of Duties how, excuse me, panic knifing was so fucking overpowered and you had crazy lunge and shit. Or in like I think it was Modern Warfare 2, if you add panic knife, and if you had commando and you had crazy lunge, yikes.
It's a fucking terrible game, man. It really is. Like, the servers are so wonky. When the server works well, the game is super fun. But it's so rare. Look, it's so rare for the server to work well. And look at this. Now I'm choppy as shit. I can't see anything. Everything's completely choppy. Fuck them.
And then he fucking rage quits. What a pussy bitch. Holy macaroni, what a fucking bitch. That's pathetic.
Why did I leave the game? I'll tell you why I left the game. Because, number one, I started at such a detriment, there was no way our team was coming back to win. Number two, the game was lagging. So, fuck it. I'm not wasting time. I'm just not wasting time. I only have a couple hours to play. I can't go super late overtime tonight. So, I'm gonna try to enjoy the matches I'm actually in. Hopefully I start at the beginning of the fucking match, not at a detriment. And hopefully, the connection's good.
My eyes, I'm crying. I'm like, oh my god, my eyes are burning out of my head. I'm crying like a baby.
Amazing gameplay right there.
I mean, you were aiming down sight, and you didn't have anything else in your peripheral. He didn't even creep up on you. He probably came out the corridor and was like, "Oh, what's this idiot doing? Free kill." You gotta camp smart, Phil. You have to camp smarter than that.
Jammer deployed. What the fuck? Oh, here we go again.
Look at that. Cherry juice and Kool-Aid fucking pasta sauce, or the Burnell sauce as they call it, all over the place. Ugh. Has the same consistency as Kool-Aid or cherry juice.
Here we go again. Very realistic stuff right there, let me tell you. Dude, I'm about to give up again. This is bullshit. I'm dominating. I'm doing so well. All of a sudden, you notice, all of a sudden, I can't kill anyone. Everyone kills me instantly. The servers are fucked up again. What do you want me to do about it? It's not my fault your servers are fucking wonky as shit. And the connections are such fucking...
You were getting shot from behind. You go into that cargo hold and then don't turn around. It's almost like he didn't know where he was getting shot from, despite the fact that the indicator showed that he was being shot from behind. Yikes.
Variable lines that all of a sudden now I can't shoot anyone. You're like, fuck you, man. What the fuck? That was 6 bullets. There's no way. There's actually
They're butchering
no...
him. He didn't get no shots on that guy, by the way. He may have gotten one, but he didn't get any really any shots on that guy. And they are butchering him. Literally, Mama Burnell's pasta sauce is all over that fucking map. That's just shameful. Shameful.
way that could have missed. The bullets had to have gone into his body. He was completely in front of the gun. He insta-kills me with a knife. What the fuck,
Well,
man?
like I said, he got at least one. I mean, you got at least one shot on him, and then after that, Burnell sauce everywhere else.
My mouth is full of salt.
So anyway, Dante Spunkwolf, I really appreciate it because it was $100 tip, and he says, "Hope your family's healthy and that this helps you with bills and stuff." I mean, yeah, that's great. And I would love to accept it, but it's not a verified account. So, right, Stormforce Gamer says if he's willing to verify his account, refund it, and he can resend it. Right. So if you are willing to verify your account, I'm gonna refund it. Hold on, play this
what
back.
if he's not? Wait a second. What if he's not? Whoa! Think about that statement. If you're willing to verify your account, I'll refund it. So what if he's not willing to verify his account? Are you just going to dispute it? That's not how that conversation should have gone. It should have been, okay, you tipped me from an unverified account. I'm going to refund you your money back. Please verify your account and resend it. That's how it should have gone. Phil's keeping that 100 regardless, or he's going to at least attempt to. He's going to try to. But this is why he has all the chargebacks, allegedly. He sets himself up to fail. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Refund it. Because you're right, it's too much of a risk. It really is too much of a risk. No! 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 No!
No, how was dinner? Tonight we just had, I told you, Kat had to grab something frozen, so she got this frozen thing. It's penne pasta in sauce with pieces of chicken parmesan. You've got to be kidding me.
Why didn't she just pick up one of the ready-made meals that's in the deli department or whatnot? She could have gotten, like, stuffed shells or something, or she could have gotten parmesan and spaghetti, chicken parmesan and spaghetti or something. Like, why did it have to be frozen? Why do you guys go getting frozen shit? Jesus Christ. There's freshly made meals right over there, right, Phil? Those home-cooked, freshly made meals that supposedly she makes? Just saying.
In stream chat, the whole I prefer a penne because it's easy to eat meme is because penne is how you say penis in Spanish.
You should already know that, though. I mean, since you're such the linguist, you know what I'm saying? That should have already been a thing. And you do seem to like talk about dicks and ass a lot. I would have assumed that you would have already known that. Womp womp.
He said he prefers penne pasta, and penne pasta means penis in Spanish, so he likes penis pasta.
I hit him 3 times, he just opens fire, kills me within 1 bullet. Come on, you fucking piece of shit game, man. Stop with the bullshit.
There you go. That's what a panic knife looks like. Now, here's my thing. You're willing to put yourself through this abuse twice a week, but you won't play Street Fighter twice a week? Hurtful. Just hurtful. We could get double the Gojitenks, Ronin, Chaos Wolf, Lady Gambit. We could get all that twice a week. I'd much rather have that twice a week than this.
Fuck. Blow up. They didn't die. They didn't die from that. What the fuck game am I playing right now? I'll seriously have to give up. Look at this! I just spawned! I didn't even take 1 step. The dude is killing me. Why even play? Now I'm 19 and 21. Fuck this game.
And then he rage quit. He rage quits like a bitch. Great player.
Fuck it. Waste my time.
Thank you everyone who has contributed so far tonight. I appreciate it. Like I said, I'll be streaming at least for another half hour, maybe a little longer, depends on how things go tonight, okay? Thank you. It would be nice if we hit the tip skull, guys. Considering I didn't hit it on the first stream, it would help a lot, but we'll see what happens. That's not begging. That's business.
Again! Are you shitting me? Jesus! Every kill is a sniper kill. This is fucking garbage. And then a random grenade toss. Alright, I've had enough. No, I've had enough. I'm not gonna waste my time again. I'm just not gonna do it.
He quit! He rage quit. Did you see that? He quit the lobby.
I'm not gonna waste time on matches where the game is fucking playing like garbage. No, sorry, I'm not gonna do it. None of them have to line up shots. They just, oh, someone's coming. Insta kill. Insta kill. Insta kill. I have to line up shots. I have to aim. I have to fire multiple times to hit them with multiple volleys. Insta kill. Insta kill. Fuck you. It's not a fucking competitive shooter. It's not a competitive shooter. It's a child's game.
Oh my god, he's drinking gin.
See, I just got told I should use a sniper rifle then. Dude, after seeing what I'm seeing, how atrociously bad that gameplay is, why would I want to use a sniper rifle? Oh my god. Yeah, that's right. If you can't beat them, join them. Become part of the fucking problem, right? No, that shit ain't fun. That's for pussies.
He doesn't have good aim, and he doesn't understand how auto aim works. So that's not gonna help him at all anyway. Like, he's setting himself up to fail with that, and he doesn't switch to a secondary if he even has one. So that's, yeah, no, don't do that. Don't make him become somebody else's sniper montage. That's not cool. Entertaining maybe, but that's not cool.
The biggest fucking, pussy ass gameplay. No skill, no challenge. I just want instant gratification and to look cool. The best part is when you watch the kill cams, they never hit you. Like the one kill cam I watched the sniper, he was up and to the left, not even near me, and the game gave him a kill. No, of course, I would have to learn the quickscope. People say, oh, he couldn't do it. Dude, I don't do it. I don't do that abusive shit. The thing is, it can't be hard, because if it were hard, every fucking 5-year-old wouldn't be doing it. It actually, it'd be few and far between people doing it. He knows everyone fucking does it, which means it's gotta be piss fucking easy. But yeah, I don't know the trick to it. I know there's probably a trick to it, but I don't know the trick to it. Yeah, you just fucking instantly get the shot off. Just the kill. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? That's not what happened. On my screen, I was behind the wall. This is so ridiculous.
I mean, he kind of shot you through the door frame, and if he has, like, Full Metal Jacket or whatever the equivalent is, it would puncture through the wall. It's wood. It would theoretically still work.
Dude, he cannot have a shot. He has no lined up shot. There's no way. The game sucks ass. There's no fucking way he can have a shot. He's not in the window.
Dude!
This is absolutely insane. This is absolutely insane how broken this fucking game is. These fucking morons.
What the fuck happened? What the fuck? Look at this. Look at this nonsense. Are you kidding me? Look what... Dude, fuck this game. Fuck this fucking game. He rage quit! He rage quit! Oh my god, he rage quit. Are you fucking serious?
This is the most unrealistic shit I've ever seen in my fucking life. No one can hit the guy. No one can hit that fucking guy. No one can hit that fucking guy. We can't line up sniper shots to kill him even though he's wide open. He shoots magically when he has no shot. He's shooting and getting kills on everyone in the game. Then we all run in the room and no one can hit him. We're all spraying, no one can shoot him. And he shoots grenades at the ground twice and kills 5 people. Are you out of your fucking mind? This is the least
Boy,
realistic
that
military shooter.
Himalayan salt is fucking crazy. Crazy, son. Oh. I can see why people like the Gout of Duty Rage restreams. I can see it. I can really see it. Jesus Christ. Salt is every fucking where in that bitch. God damn. Just so much. Just so much.
A bunch of fucking idiots. How does Treyarch live with themselves? How do you make a game like this and fucking say this is acceptable as a competitive military shooter? You're a fucking idiot. How can, are you? That is the most ludicrous shit I've ever seen. That is the most ludicrous shit I've ever seen. And something that's supposed to be a realistic military shooter. Oh my god.
Oh, you're gonna get salt. It's even now, again, my mouth overpowered with salt flavor.
Well, it is what it is. I guess we're at where we're gonna get for contributions. What sucks is, you know, there was a supposedly legit $100 tip I had to fucking refund, and another $10 tip I had to refund because they were unverified accounts and people who I didn't necessarily recognize. They were relatively newer to the channel, and that would have helped tremendously because I didn't hit the tips goal earlier today either. And you know, I hate this shit. This motherfucking troll, who for 4 months fucked me with tips, now is, even though he's not here, he's fucking me over with tips because now I have to have these precautions in place, and you know. This is stuff that
if
could
he's
have helped
talking about
tremendous.
Superhound, then yet again, that goes back to when you sat there and threatened him after the first DMCA. Remember when he was like, "You motherfucker, I'm gonna find you. You won't do this to me. This is not gonna be allowed to happen. This will not stand. Let the internet take notice. I will find you." What the fuck did you expect? What the fuck did you expect? You got what you got. You got what you got.
And I get fucked over because of this piece of shit. Yeah, it really does suck. Because now, whenever I stream, you know, I gotta sit here. I gotta audit every fucking thing that comes in. Seriously, I gotta audit every fucking stupid thing that comes in. You know, tits that were legit. I was gonna say tips that were legit. I said tits that were legit. I mean, yeah, tips that likely were legit, and I have to refund them, and it's like, tired of it.
Oh my god, he's drinking gin.
Don't I get paid from Twitch? I don't get paid from Twitch for streaming on Twitch. I get paid for your crowdfunding, guys. Your crowdfunding is what I make a living doing. No, Baldy, I did not hit the tips goal on the early stream either. So, looks like no tips goals for today at all. No vest.
God damn, dude, that's depressing as fuck.
But then again, now that he brought that up, oh, aren't you paid by Twitch? No, because remember what he says about people who shill or who advertise, who get early copies or whatever. He doesn't fit in the Twitch business model. He really don't. And he doesn't have the exposure, he doesn't have the reach and whatnot to give him a guaranteed contract. So that's the reason why he doesn't have it, to be honest. And that he shit on his, in the top, I would say the top, 20%. I'd say easily 20 to 30% of Twitch he shitted on. Not individually, per se, but anybody who has a sponsorship deal or an advertising deal or whatever the case may be, or endorses anything, he calls those people shills. Twitch doesn't need to stand behind that. If he can make money begging, then let him. You know what I'm saying? But he's beneath the Twitch thought, basically. He's like the bottom rungs of Twitch and whatnot. And his longevity on the internet doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying? He's nothing more than the carnival sideshow attraction. You know what I'm saying? He's the retarded monkey that they can't do anything with. So they just kind of let him basically drink and eat his own piss and feces, essentially. He doesn't do much of anything else. And no one has the heart to put him down.
It's another game. I cannot come back from this. I can't get any kills. No matter what I do, I can't get the job on anyone to get any legitimate kills at all. I just can't do anything. Look at that. He wasn't on my screen at all. Next thing you know, I'm already getting shot and I'm dead. He wasn't there. Look at that, I just fucking spawned. The guy's opening fire on me. I just spawned. I can't kill anyone. I seriously can't kill anyone. I don't know what to do anymore. No one will die on this fucking game. I can't get a single kill. I died instantly again. No chance. Instant death. I don't know why I'm playing right now. I'm obviously just a detriment to my team because nothing works for me. And now my frame rate's in the toilet. Dude! There's nothing I can do. I'm telling you, everything I'm doing is delayed. Everything I'm doing is delayed and nothing's registering. So there's no point in me continuing to play this. I can't. I'm just gonna quit.
He put out 7 shots between 2 people and didn't hit neither one of them. That's amazing. That is amazing.
Whoa, that guy quit. That guy rage quit. He said, fuck this, and he rage quit the game. He actually rage quit the game.
There's no point. I can't hit anyone. The game, the connection got progressively worse through the match to the point where at the end the frame rate has now dipped and I can't even maintain a steady shot anymore. There's no way I can even get a shot. So I give up. I fucking give up.
So that really sucks. Yeah, at this point, if I could have accepted all the tips that I got tonight, I would have
ladies and gentlemen, he can't maintain something that he didn't have in the first place. So, just throwing that out there.
About $170, $180 in tips tonight. Instead, I have $59 in tips tonight. Isn't that nice?
I'm just gonna give up and stop playing, I think. Seriously, like, I'm so frustrated right now. I'm seriously frustrated about the tip situation. I would have had $180 in tips tonight. I would have been in an amazing position with the amount of support I got tonight. But I have to refund it all because the fucking trolls screwed me over this year. You know? And now I'm trying to concentrate. I'm just frustrated as shit. I can't even concentrate. I'm so angry.
I mean, yet again, you threatened when the dude hit you with the DMCAs, you threatened him and said you were going to find him. What did you expect? What did you expect? I mean, there was always going to be trolling, right? But it really ramped up, like heavy after he got kicked off of Twitch the first time for the DMCAs. And then when they brought him back and he threatened dude, Superhound, then shit after that it was on. You know what I'm saying? Like the Gouty the troll versus Gout war has raged on since then. We shouldn't forget that, by the way. We should not forget that. That war is still going.
I keep accidentally getting melee attacks tonight. I don't know why. I've been playing this now for what? A month and a half with the haptic feedback disabled and I'm not having that problem, and tonight I just keep having that problem now. I just don't want to play this anymore. Fuck this.
And then dude, it's the same guy, rage quit again. I made him rage quit again.
I'm gonna do one more match, and if it goes well, maybe I'll keep playing, but I'm having so much frustration tonight. This is just so... Oh yeah, he's dead. Dead, instant fucking death. Fuck this fucking game, yo. It sucks.
$567,000 tip. Thank you very much, Stray Cash Homie. So that means we are up to $567,059. No. No. But he did tip me a very generous $40. Which means we are at $99 in tips. And now the stream is over. I guess I'll play one more match. I guess I'll play one. This is how
it perked him right up, ladies and gentlemen. And keep in mind that other $110 that wasn't verified, so I had to refund it. Do you really think he refunded it? No. He's going to try to dispute that shit. So, and you know it. And you know and that's what this greedy little gout-ridden smile is. Okay, I'm gonna be successful. The trolls can't laugh at me because I made my little $100, right, on stream, and then I'm gonna dispute that shit behind the scenes. I'm gonna get that money too, and nobody needs to know.
Really the last match, guys. I told you guys I couldn't go late, and now I'm going later than normal overtime.
No, not the Pines again. Not the Pines for my last match.
Oh my god, he's drinking gin.
No, definitely not the Pines for my last match. I'm not joining a fucking domination that we're already halfway done.
This is Rage Quitter. This is the fucking Rage Quitter right here.
I'm so frustrated at this game. I am. I'm so frustrated at this game. Because it does play better than the last few Call of Duties, but... now that I've played it so much, right? It's now been 2 months since launch. I see all the flaws. Every time I play it, I see the flaws, and I'm like, oh my god. They couldn't have made this better. They couldn't have, like, you know... They couldn't have improved it. Oh, well, according to this, actually, bad guy sent me a $2 tip and straight cash sent me a $1 tip, so technically we did hit the tip skull, guys. Problem is, I can't get a vest, I'm playing. I can't get a vest right now, I'm sorry. Alright, so yeah, technically, guys, we did hit the tip skull. We're at 104, but I don't know what to tell you. This is the last match, guys. I've already gone an extra hour. I can't go another hour, guys. So yeah, it was 1, 2, 3, 4. We're at $103 in tips. Thank you, guys.
The money dummies, because that's exactly what you fucking are.
This guy worked 3 hours for $103. Goddamn. This is the best job you've ever had. Jesus Christ, Phil. And you begged pretty much the whole time. Oh, all right. I mean, if that's part of the criteria that this job entails, go with it, I suppose.
Empty-headed idiots who paid me money to get absolutely nothing out of it. Thanks. Wow.
Right.
And that statement right there rings true even to today. Not just the example that Snort Burnell's put up there, but just in general. If he's not feeding his own ego or his own wants, to be honest, more than likely he's not going to do it. Which is why, for example, with the viewer choice events or whatever, the polls are always rigged. Stuff like that.
Last game, guys. Here we go. No, not one more with the vest. I've stayed over an extra hour. I told you guys I couldn't stay that long. And here I am staying over an extra hour. I can't do another fucking match with the vest. I'm out of here after this.
But you stayed,
alright, anyway.
You stayed over an hour to hit the vest goal. Sorry. Old habits die hard. To hit the stream goal, whatever. No, it's a vest goal because it's not a streak. Streak doesn't exist, not anymore anyway. So yeah, so they hit the vest goal. Like, that's why motherfuckers need to stop giving him money. And every time he says contributions are low, be like, motherfucker, you gonna pay what you owe.
Guys, thank you for your support tonight. I really appreciate it. And sorry that not every game was great. All right, but I hope that you guys enjoyed the stream. I stayed super duper late. Now I'm tired as fuck. I gotta get out of here and upload and... Alright, guys. Thank you for the support tonight. I'm sorry that I was kind of disappointed with what happened tonight because, you know, I appreciate that we did hit the tip skull by the end of the stream. Really, I do. It's fucked up that because of the situation the troll put me in that I had to do that. Do you see what I mean? Like, I would have... it's really fucking melting my brain that even, you know, with everything that I'm doing, that I could still get fucked over by this guy even when he's not here, you know? And it bothers me.
I need that money to pay my WWE Champions bills.
It fucking bothers me. I hope that we can get something in place soon that's not a problem. I hope that people will make verified PayPal accounts because it's very frustrating. Alright, guys. Thank you for a great stream.
There's still this back here. And it's still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind, and it's always telling me it's WWE Champions time. I love it. I love it. Is a mobile game addict. Still has indoctrinated children who send him money, blatantly milking for money. It's a money pit. It's gone, just gone like that. In an instant, fucking gone. I just care about money. That I just can't help it. By eBay. Contributions are mandatory, but I need your help. I am appealing directly to you. No decency, no respect, no common sense, no fucking maturity. Is the guy who just doesn't get reality.
Ah, boy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give me a chance to straighten up, and we will reconvene for final thoughts, and I will let you guys go on with your day. What a greedy bastard. Ungrateful, greedy bastard. I'm going to have to work on that soundboard a little bit sooner than I thought. Fuck. Oh, my God. That Riley quote would be great right now. All right, guys. I'll see you in just a second. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much to Snort Burnell. Very much appreciate it. And let's do our rundown. They don't believe I'm happy. Because you're not. Let's see. Nearly rage quit. He's going to, I mean, we'll see what happens. He's pretty close to it. He threatened to. And getting a death threat after a slow night, I mean, he was able to profit off of it, so does it really matter? Stepping up or wage quitting? He really wants to play the game, allegedly, so it is what it is. I don't live in fear. We beg to differ. And I'm prepared for an extreme case. If you say so there, champ. If you say so. My face does move. Not very well. The new unrealistic emote and ranting about losing to Gojitenks. That's just a normal day in the life. Ladies and gentlemen, the throw. Okay? The throw. It wins everything almost. But he has really a hard time dealing with that. It's almost laughable. It is laughable, but it's laughable that he can't get around it. All those years and you still haven't learned how to break a throw? Shameful. Let's see, the most prolific and hard-working on Twitch. No, you're an idiot. The fact that you have to work double what another streamer has to do, and walking away with a tenth less than what they make, you should come to the realization there's something very, very wrong with that. And you justifying that, oh, because I work longer, that means that I'm deserving to doing this. No, you don't have a choice. What else can you do? You've already said you don't want to stream on YouTube, despite the fact that YouTube has proven, during the DMCA shit that he had with Superhound last year in 2020, that he could make more money there than he could over where he's at now, but he believes Twitch is the place to be. But Twitch don't value you. Well, YouTube doesn't value him either, but at least it's a little bit more lucrative. Twitch doesn't value you. You ain't shit. You're not growing over there. You're not getting no viewership. You're pulling, what, 300 to 400 people on Twitch? You could probably pull at least 500 or 600 on the regular. On YouTube, you could at least try to cut into some of the restreamer money. Well, not money, you won't do that, but you can cut into some of the restream reviews, maybe, but you're going to get trolled heavy, and you're not man enough to accept that, so whatever. And then a future celebration for 100k followers doesn't mean jack shit, so we'll just go ahead and skip all that. And then the Gouty massacre, literally, Mommy Burnell's fucking pasta sauce all over the goddamn place. Absolutely. And cherry juice mixed all in. It was horrible. Absolutely horrible. Watching all of that. He should be ashamed of himself. He should be ashamed of himself. The 5 stages of grief, I mean, that's a normal slow stream, to be honest. So that's just a regular night. And no reward for the $100. He ripped them off. Pure and simple. Straight cash homie is a cuck, and the other dude got cucked out too. And then the $110 in tips that were unverified, he's gonna fight that behind the scenes anyway to try to get it. So it is what it is. Just another day another day in the life in Goutopia, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so thank you very much for listening in. I very much appreciate it. I'll see you guys for the next video, whenever that may be. Hopefully sooner than later, as we are continuing to work through. We're making pretty good headway. To be honest, we're making pretty good. We're making pretty good strides. You know what I'm saying? We're halfway through the month, I think. A little more, a little less at this point. So we're doing all right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Snort Report. This is DSP News. This is Goutopia and the Goutopia News Network. And it's all brought to you by Snortbuck Coffee Company, the best beverage company. Take care of yourselves, guys. See you on the next one. Later.